here and there, and then kind of just disappeared on me.
What's up,
I
guys?
believe
This is
he
episode
did some
140.
storyboards for the first Iron Man, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Crazy. All right, hold on, guys. We are live though. My name is Ron Sar. That's Ninja Iceberg. We got Hancock
live though. My name is Ron Sar.
in the building.
Hancock, bro.
Again, this is episode 140. Let's go ahead and share this. Waldo, I turned on our Twitch and everything too, so we're pretty much all good.
Cool.
Kumusta sa lahat ng mga tao dyan in Kumulan? Again, my name is Ron Sara. That's Ninja Iceberg. That's Joffsimus, a.k.a. Hancock, down there. We're going to be talking about all types of stuff today. We're going to be talking about the fallout from the Chris Rock, Will Smith debacle. We'll be getting into Moon Knight and a whole bunch of other fun, nerdy stuff here tonight. Ninja, how are you?
Good. Yeah, pretty chill for me this week. Not a whole lot. Yeah, just head down, working. Pretty boring
There you
stuff.
go. Joff, how are you? How's your week? How's your Saturday going? Or Saturday? How's your Friday going?
Well, it was the week was cool. It was all right. Then I fucking see all these people that I like actually caping for Will Smith. I got fucking triggered. I got like fucking pissed. I was like, fuck.
Okay, we'll get into it because what me and Ninja were talking about actually offline right before we got on is, well, first of all, you are very color coordinated. I love the look, Joff. You got your Montreal Expo old school hat on. You got show your cup again, matching with your cup. Your Japan cup right there.
That's an accident. Actually, I just picked this up.
Very cool looking cup right there. Yeah, so again, let's go ahead and share this on our forums. Who we need to share this with. Again, we'll be talking about what's going on. Also, what happened with Moon Knight and all that. Joff, were you able to watch Moon Knight also?
Yeah. I saw
Okay,
it.
cool.
I saw it once. I want to see it again, actually. But
Yeah.
I saw it.
Awesome. This. Hold on 1 second. I'm just copying the link real quick. And 1 second here.
Samoa Joe. Ooh. AE-Dub.
It's also WrestleMania weekend. Also, for us wrestling guys, it's a big thing. For us. Again, what's up? Hey, what's up, Runaway Kevin? What's up, MVKI? What's up, Adeline Ramos, Stacy V? What's good, y'all? Again, my name is Ron Sar. This is Ninja Iceberg, Hancock, a.k.a. Joff Smith. Joff, Ninja. Before, again, we were getting online, we didn't think this whole Will Smith, Chris Rock debacle, it dominated the headlines. It dragged on. A lot of developments came out. A lot of he say, she say, they say. It was a lot. And Joff, you had talked about. You said you saw a bunch of people caping for Will, and you felt triggered. Explain that.
Yeah, because like they're saying, it's the talking point, right? Look, this guy is probably. I was disappointed. It's like my hero let me down, right? I saw
Close
Baron
friend
Davis.
of yours?
No, Baron Davis,
okay.
My favorite warrior.
Baron
BD.
Davis. Okay, what? BD. Is he your favorite warrior?
Yeah, dude.
Okay.
Hey man,
Yeah, talk about it.
he was smashing Laura Dern, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how he pulled that, but Props.
Hey, Hollywood connects, but yeah, it's the same talking point. Like, uh, you know, can't talk can't talk about somebody's wife, blah blah blah. It's like, you know, yes, you can, but in a they're not they're in a you know the joke was in a professional, like, it's a work environment, right?
Mm, yeah.
They're in a work environment, and plus, like, if you're in a comedy show, you're sitting in front row, you're finna get roasted. That's just how it is. And people's like, oh, there's no exception. Like, dude, come on. That, and hashtag,
There's always exceptions.
yeah, there's like, dude, yes, you can't disrespect somebody like that. Plus, it's like a mild joke that he didn't even, like, you know I mean, I shouldn't say it's a mild joke. I'm not suffering from that, so you know that's that's not my that's not my place to say. But uh, it's just, they're not. It's like there's no nuance. It seems like
Yeah.
they're not taking in consideration the occasion where it happened. It's just like it's black and white, where it's like, oh, you shouldn't have talked about somebody's wife. Like, dude, you're in a comedy show and you're sitting in front, finna get roasted.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the rules, or not the rules, but that's just an expectation.
That's an expectation, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, if you don't want to get roasted, sit in the back. But nah, you in front because you're gonna win an Academy Award. So, like, take this
I
roast.
mean, they might have put him there because, like they might have put him there. Like maybe he didn't choose to be there.
Yeah, because he was gonna
He's an
win an award.
A-lister. Yeah, he's gonna win an award. Yeah.
Yeah, he
So-
is nominated for Best Actor. I mean, you are going to put him in
Yeah,
a reasonable
front,
spot,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So, yeah, and then seeing hashtags like FAFO, pretty much like fuck around, find out. It's like, dude, shut up. And the somebody, like, it pissed me off because, like, someone I know for sure is not about that fuck around, find out life. Fucking putting out fuck around, find out. I'm like, bro,
Mm.
dude,
Oh, not a celebrity, non-celebrity. We're talking about
non-celebrity.
somebody you know.
Yeah. The
Okay,
funniest
gotcha.
thing is, like, dude, if OJ says you're wrong, dog, you're
That
wrong.
is crazy. I never thought.
The fact that he would weigh in. The fact
Yeah,
that
he
OJ
weighed
would
in.
weigh in. Like, really, bro? You're the one talking? Okay, dude.
He weighed in and he said Will Smith was wrong. It was wrong for it.
I believe it was Jimmy Kimmel that made a joke where he said, "Hey, we actually live in a world where OJ was kind of right about his take." There, he was like, "Dude, this take that he had was completely like." He's like, regardless of whatever OJ might have or whatever, he said something that totally
Exactly that.
completely
made sense. So yeah, I saw that comment too, Jeff.
It was funny because I thought he was gonna slip. Right, OJ was how many times comedians making jokes that I wanted to slap him. I thought he was gonna say stab.
No, it seemed like he was about to say something for sure at that point. Yeah.
I thought he was gonna say stab him.
He's like, you know how many times I've wanted to physically calm down. Ninja, anything to add to what Joff was saying about seeing everyone's opinions and stuff? Because again,
Honestly, I haven't really been paying attention to too many people's takes. But like I said, the takes are pretty much all over the place. It really is like, are there your like I was saying, a lot of people are saying Chris Rock was right, Will Smith was right. Wherever you land on the what would you do in this situation spectrum, it kind of shows what people are thinking And it is interesting. And like Joffrey says, I mean, I haven't really been seeing anyone on my feeds saying anything because I don't really check social medias like that anymore.
Mm.
But yeah, it is interesting that you even have people who normally are very nonviolent going the Will Smith route, and it's like that is a little odd. Then you have like the Jim Carreys of the world saying,
Mm.
you should have sued. You should have sued
What?
him for. I would have sued
What?
him for $200 million or whatever, and all these different takes.
Yeah, I
Daniel
saw that.
Radcliffe's take is probably the best one, honestly.
Who?
Daniel Harry Potter's take, probably the best
What did
one.
what did the
Yeah,
good
what did he say? I missed that
yeah,
one.
What
what
did
he
Harry
say?
Potter say? Harry
Yeah.
Potter said, "I am dramatically bored of all the takes, and I don't want to add my opinion to that."
Mm.
So when asked the question, basically he's like, "Yeah, I'm just not going to say anything. People are going way too far on this. People have been talking about it for way too long. I'm just not going to add to the discourse." And I feel like that's the correct take.
Mm.
Harry Potter, you are surprisingly well adjusted.
I like Wanda Sykes' take on the whole thing, along with Jim Carrey. They pretty much said that it was disgusting. It was gross. Hey Gab, how are you? Not only that, that it was uncalled for and stuff. And what Wanda Sykes had said was Chris went up to her immediately and apologized that the event took away from him, Amy Schumer, Regina Hall, I believe.
Yeah.
And Wanda Sykes was like, "Why are you apologizing to me?" And he was like, "Because it took away from everything." So it was big. Go ahead, Joff.
No, that's right. He's not even the host, right? He was just there to present something.
Yeah, yeah. He was just a presenter, So he said that Wanda Sykes also said that, hey, no one apologized to us but Chris. And I was like, oh, think about that real quick. The Academy, nobody apologized to the ladies who worked super hard to put on this show and all that stuff. And they deserved not only to be in that spot, through all the hard work that those ladies have done, but yeah, this completely, after seeing all this, it's like, wow, it seemed like everybody had their award or the contributions just taken away. Like one guy was like, dude, imagine if you're working on this movie for like 2 years, you get nominated, and then all of a sudden it just doesn't get no love, or it gets overshadowed that you are a winner because of an incident that happened there. So again, we kind of speculated, Ninja. I said that this is the biggest thing that's happened in pop culture. I can't compare it to anything. Somebody compared it to, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel. He said, the last time I remember something happening that was this big, that everyone's talking about it, was Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield, and the biting incident where he bit on his ear, and people it was just a talking point for so long. Then again, there was no social media back then, so to see different people's takes, to hear how people were either disgusted by it, or just like what Josh said, people caping for Will. I saw a lot of that. I saw a lot of it on my timeline. I saw a lot of, I had classmates, that I've known for a long time talking about, hey, they were more in the Tiffany Haddish way of thinking of. Tiffany Haddish had said that was the most beautiful thing I saw.
Yeah, no, that one pissed me off. Like when I saw that Tiffany Haddish thing, I was like,
She said that was the most beautifulest thing I saw. I saw a black man defending, his wife and all that. And then all of a sudden it seemed like, of course, people have different points and they'll bring up good points. So one point that, I'm a dumb man. I don't know. I don't know of these things. I'm just an old chunk of coal, as my man Norm would say, Ninja. So like, all of a sudden, there was a narrative out there of like, does Jada need protection? is she not a strong enough person that, you know what I mean? Like, there were just all types of different things, just like,
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely dig into it, right? Like the Tiffany Haddish thing. I mean, I get what she's saying as well. Like that's what I'm saying. I think everyone had a pretty valid point for thinking the way they were thinking, right? Because once you start throwing race into it and historical context that way, it starts to
mhm,
get even more complicated, right? Which I can kind of understand. And I think that's kind of my problem with a lot of these takes is that they made it so huge and so big and so complicated um, that really what happened? One coworker slapped another coworker.
Yeah,
You know, that's
it's a work
essentially what
function.
happened. Right. It's a work function, and one coworker slapped another. Right. That's essentially what happened. But because it's on such a big stage with such big names, and again you throw in like racial like historical context in the black community, how women are treated in general in society in America, how black women are treated in society in America. I can kind of see where Tiffany Haddish is coming from, but she didn't really endorse it necessarily, but she did throw out the fuck around and find out, which I do agree with in principle, right? Because there are consequences to people's actions. Whether or
mm,
not this specific consequence is warranted, that's for you to decide, right? But I feel like there are a lot of good, valid arguments for and against either side. So it does it it can be more complicated than we want it to be, but like I said, boiling it down, it's a work function, and
yeah. I mean,
someone
both of you
got
guys are
pissed
right.
at
Yeah.
someone else, and a coworker got pissed at another coworker. That is the essential summary of what just happened. Does it need to be more complicated than that? That's on you. That's on you, the audience, to decide. And if you want to go down that take of this is like comparable to Putin slapping Ukraine or whatever, then you know what? That's your take. It's
Mm.
not that complicated. It really isn't.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Jeff.
the whole. Go ahead.
Basically, Will Smith, he's a cook.
I saw a lot of that also.
He's a cook.
People were kind of going in and were like, dude, Will Smith's a cuckold. Of course he's going to act this way. And I'm just like, oh shit. So go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, no, he just had enough, and he saw somebody that he could like physically he could dominate. I think, and he just like you know he saw Chris Rock as a target. Like
Mm.
all these years, it seemed like you know took his frustrations on Chris because he's physically more imposing than Chris Rock. So
A lot of people kind of brought out the narrative that this was a long time coming because of the jokes that he said in
yeah, dude,
2016 or something.
he's out
Now,
here getting roasted for like a couple of years now.
but were those jokes back then bad enough to harbor any
Well,
kind of, you know what I mean?
I mean, people saying like he's a punk. He's like he's soft and all this shit. And he takes it. He's like smiling, like just part of the game, blah blah blah. Because he's trying to be like he said it himself. He's trying to be perfect. That's what happens when you're trying to be somebody that you're not. He's trying to be perfect, and it's just that that joke that Jada saw Jada ain't having it. And just like fuck it.
Since the day the incident happened, people, of course, been giving their takes. We gave our take on it on Monday. So if you guys want to watch episode 139, I believe, of the Hub 408, which you can check out on our Elite X Kumu on YouTube, you could check out that episode. We dedicated an entire episode to it because I think it was good discussion. This
Yeah.
incident has brought forward all types of topics. And one thing I was telling about Ninja was like, man, I've never seen a pop culture event kind of um, transcend and cross barriers. I didn't know that I would have a discussion with, say, um, Steve. Like Steve, he called me earlier in the week. He just wanted to say hi. Hey guys, how you doing? How are you? I miss you. I was like, what's up? I was like, I'd love for you to be on the show. But Steve, even, he was like, dude, what you think about that thing? What you think about what we saw? So even me and him were talking. Another friend of mine, shout out to my man Dom. I know he sometimes watches the show. We had a big discussion about that. And it was cool to hear it from the perspective of a black male, of why he might have went up there, the way he's feeling, blah blah blah. You know, I love my boy Dom had said, dude, Will's a weenie. You know what I mean? He sized up another dude. Went up there, yada yada. So uh, go ahead, Joff. I think you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
No, I just agree. He sized up Chris, and like I could take this dude.
Again, everyone had a lot of opinions, talking points. A lot of people brought up certain things. One thing, one term that I kept hearing over and over, Ninja, was toxic masculinity. You know, and it was something out there for a lot of people to dissect. So I love that it actually brought people to talk together about why people act this way, why people don't get their emotions checked and stuff. So it was kind of cool to see something like that. The only thing that kind of hurt me from speaking with different people about this stuff, especially if they happen to be, um, of African American descent or whatever, is they were like, "Yo, they made us look bad, bro." And he was like, "I don't give a fuck if it was in front of a bunch of white people, blah blah blah. They made us look bad." It just as being black men and stuff like that, to be in one place to get honored and all that, and you kind of fuck that up by doing something ignorant. So it's good to hear different people's perspectives, and it's also
Yeah.
good to go ahead, Jeff.
No, no, go ahead.
No, and yeah, it's good to see everyone's perspectives, whether you happen to be a celebrity, whether you happen to be a friend or whatever. And it's like, hey, we're able to talk about certain things, and you kind of look into yourself of like, hey, even though here on the hub we joke, and we have a toxic joke mentality. We're all in a way, kind of sick in the head. I don't mean to speak for Ninja or Joff there, but we have a certain type of humor. So for us to not only look at this with humor, but also in a serious manner too, because it kind of made me check about myself of like, dang man, you know what? People are like, hey, what if, we talked about what if that was you? What if you were Will, or what if you were Chris? What would you have done? How would you have been able to move forward? From that event, and it's mind boggling to put yourself in a position of what happened to these two gentlemen. And it's like, first of all, nobody wins. Nobody wins at all, and the fact that it's even divided into teams. I'm Team Will. I'm Team Chris. I'm Team Jada. There were I seen a lot of that too. I'm Team Jada. And um, other things were brought out like, hey, things that we didn't get to see. And I'm talking about the different angle. Somebody had, thank God for technology. Sometimes we get to see a different perspective on things. Uh, when I first seen the incident, I was like, man, I wish they would have kept the cameras on the couple just to see, how they were thinking. And TikTok had, oh, Joff, I think you're muted.
The shot from behind where she was laughing
Yes, yes. So,
as he
Ni-
slaps him.
Ninja, did you see that? Did you see that footage?
No, I didn't see it, but I mean, I don't know if that adds anything to the discourse. Like, let's say Jada was laughing about it and basically told him to do it. I mean, that doesn't change anything. Then that just means everyone's toxic, you know? Then,
Well, me and Joff did. I mean, you saw it, Joff. You saw the footage,
Yeah, yeah.
and you see her like it's immediately the ninja. The footage is immediately after the slap. He's walking back, and it's Jada basically. You see her from the back doing this, like ha ha ha. Like
yeah.
laughing. And even when Chris made the joke of, "Hey, this is the greatest night in Oscar history" or whatever, even she laughed and did the, stuff like that. So that's also painting her in a different light because all of a sudden the cleanup started happening when Monday or whenever that happened or Tuesday, whenever that happened, the cleanup started happening. Um, the academy was moving forward, saying, "Hey, we can." This is what happened from our side of things. Jada also put out that one tweet, or not tweet, it was an Instagram message, and it said, "This is a season for healing, and I'm all for it." And a lot of people were speculating, is this just to promote her red table shit? Are they going to talk about it on the red table? And other
Probably.
and other people were like, "Yo, that's pretty insensitive the way that she kind of went about that." But then again, people are like, "Dude, she doesn't have to apologize for shit." She was a target of the joke and all that stuff. So
And Jada would fucking talk about anything in a red table. Like, dude, if he, if she had fucking Will sit there and fucking admit to Will that, yeah, you know, me and your boy, homie over here, we had some entanglements, and he was just sitting there taking it, and he was just like, that's, dude, he didn't snap then, and that's probably part of it. Like, that's probably part of the, you know, probably factor of just him, just like, fuck it, I'm having enough people shitting on me. Somebody's gonna get this shit. So
when that whole August Alsina thing was going on, the only reason why I had heard of it is because the internet was going in,
yeah,
certain podcasts were going in. So when I got to see for myself, the I've never watched a Red Tail. I've never watched any of that stuff, right? But
yeah,
when I got to watch that stuff, um, I don't know. I was kind of a Jada fan. I think I'm more of a Jada fan than I am a Will fan, maybe, right? So like, I came out of that though. I was, and I can only form my opinion, but I was kind of disgusted by the way that she was talking and the way that she carried herself. And after I got done watching that, I remember talking to someone. I'm like, dude, Jada's like a predator, a manipulator, all this stuff. That's why I was saying certain things from the last episode, like, yo, the vibe that I got and all that stuff. And I'm not talking about just Will. I'm talking about she's kind of, she's kind of messy, So then the replies, the speculation started coming in, guys, about, hey, the Academy asked Will to leave, but he refused. There was that talk going on. There was talk of, police talking to Chris along with the producer, where the producer even said, "Okay, Chris, even though you're saying no right now, listen to what these officers have to say." And again, he declined. He declined any of that. But then there was also the talking point of, well, police seen it happen. You mean to tell me they couldn't just go up and get him and all that stuff? And it's very tricky when you're dealing with a commercial break, which is only what 2 minutes 30 seconds, if that. How do you fix something within that time frame? And I think it was Whoopi Goldberg that said something about it would have just looked bad if a bunch of people came up, got him out of his seat, and all that stuff. They're getting criticized. The Academy's getting criticized for the way they handle that. Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah. No, somebody mentioned like yeah, it would look weird. You come back from commercial break and then Will Smith and Jada are not there because they're in front. They're in fucking front. You know what I mean,
People were talking also about the consequences of all this stuff. One article that I had read, which is kind of crazy, was like if they had chose to, even though he declined police involvement, the Academy could get involved and press charges for, not necessarily for Chris, but press charges against Will Smith. And they even talked about the harshest sentence, the harshest sentence that they could give this man because of this incident. And it's crazy when they're talking about, this guy could potentially get up to 10 years in jail or prison or whatever. So I'm just like, wow, it's, they're throwing that around too. Um, so, again, we've spent probably about 30 minutes of this. We're going to be wrapping this incident up soon, unless you guys in the comments there. I know 4, 5, 6, 7 people might be watching this either on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. So thank y'all. If you want to be in the comments and let us know how you feel, we'll go ahead and put those comments on there, and we can respond to it. But go ahead, Josh.
I heard a joke. I think somebody said I forgot who, but he was saying like yeah, like next year gonna be Oscar so white again because like all the black folks are gonna be back in the balcony and shit. It was funny. It's like yeah, they're gonna place us back in the balcony because this is what happens. Fuck around.
What's up, brother?
Can't
How
have
are you,
good
Kosi?
shit. Can't have
Yeah,
nice things.
this one, fuck around and find out.
Yeah, they finally gave us something like our chance to prove ourselves. And what
Yeah.
what, what happened? This happens. Now we're gonna be Oscar so white. Everybody's gonna be back in the balcony.
You know, again, a lot
That's
of
the most likely.
reactions. We talked about Jim Carrey talking about how he felt, Wanda Sykes, even Chris Rock's brother, Tony Rock, he got into it. People were asking him, how he felt about it, and he was like, "Dude, I don't respect any of that. I don't respect the apology." He even said, "My mom hits harder. My mom hits harder than Will, so Chris is fine." There were reports also of Chris Rock immediately after that, when he was in the back, said, "Dude, I just got swung on by Muhammad Ali." Even Chris supposedly said that joke, like, "Dude," and I took that. I took that hit from Ali, and it was nothing. I wasn't phased by it, although he's not saying anything. He did have two shows happen earlier this week in Boston. He came out to as they say, Ninja, a raucous crowd, right? They were all for it. Gave him a 3 to 5 minute standing ovation, and I love the way Chris is so smart. You could use the most simplest words and get a laugh. And he said, "How was your weekend? How was everybody's weekend?" Which I think is it's kind of funny. Hi, Prince Charismat. How are you? Hi, I Wonder. Shout out to my man, Prince Charismat, the lead X. How are you doing?
Yeah, he
Talking
made.
about the debacle that's going on. Go ahead, Joff.
Well, I don't know who made money because the tickets might have been like
Yes.
secondary market because some of the ticket originally I think 45 dollars
Yeah, $45
uh,
ticket.
face value. They were selling it for fucking some as high as 600, some
600,
400.
700. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably in the secondary market. I don't think Chris gets that. It's just but that's
Prince
how it
Charismat is saying, "What's up, family?" Shout out to our man Prince Charismat down below as well too. Um, so again, yeah, the reactions have been, it kind of hit worldwide. People had their opinions on it. As of today, though, Will Smith decided to take himself out of the equation.
Yeah,
Smart, where he quit the academy, being a member of the academy.
you
Jeff, what
can't
do you think
fire
about that?
me. You can't fire me. I quit.
Yeah, he did the whole,
What he
oh
did.
shit, I'm about to get shit canned. Let me quit before I get shit canned.
Yeah, that's what he did. You can't fire me. I quit.
What you think about that?
Hey,
Whatever.
fuck around, find out.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, it kind of doesn't. It's not like this is gonna lose him jobs. A couple years later, he'll be fine. At, at the very least,
I'm waiting
he'll
for
be
that.
he'll still do movies. So
Waiting
yeah,
for that After Earth sequel. I don't know what's gonna happen to that now.
Is that the one with his son? That's the one you
Yeah,
did with the son, right?
yeah. No, there's no sequel. Just in case you guys, I'm just
no,
fucking
we
around.
know we know it's April Fools. It's April 1st,
No,
dude.
I
We
mean,
know.
some people might think that's a fucking thing that maybe they like that After Earth
Mm,
movie, and they're
mm.
psyched to hear fucking somebody say, "Oh, they're gonna have a sequel." But nah, there's no sequel, motherfuckers. I'm just kidding.
A lot of people on our feed too, or some people on my feed was like, "Oh, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of seeing this on my timeline and all that stuff." Also, you got to wonder, well, what's on your timeline? Like what agencies do you subscribe to where you're seeing all this stuff? Only a couple of my friends, classmates, yada yada, have chimed in. What Joffrey was talking about, I see all these motherfuckers caping for Will, all that stuff. I saw mostly that. I saw mostly that on my
Yeah,
feed,
mostly.
but it was mostly, on my feed. It wasn't. It was my friends talking about. I wish, you know, um, that's a good husband right there. That's a husband that you can depend on. That was the type of talk that I was getting, and not to be fucked up, but then all of a sudden, hey Kay, how are you? Then all of a sudden, I started not wanting to judge the person that's posting that stuff, but I was just like, all right, so you're on some Team Jada shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what
a
you about.
motherfucker. That's a
So
motherfucker. He can't keep his composure. That's what it is.
and
Some
other people that.
ride or die out here.
Hmm.
Yep.
And there's other people that was like, I saw one of my friends. She had mentioned, she was like, uh, I don't need no man to speak up for me to or to do that. So I kind of like that we get different pockets of people talking about this whole incident, and not only that, but either you're exposing yourself to to something, or you might have an opinion that actually, like, hey, that's something I didn't think about.
Mm.
So again, Chris hasn't publicly said anything, but he did say that, hey, um, I will come up with a response to this. It might be in my shows, and he was like, it'll be serious and it'll also be funny. So when Jeff was talking about these ticket prices going up for $400 and stuff like that, there was one report, Joff, of somebody said, "Dude, I want my money back. He didn't talk about shit." Some guy was like, "Dude, he didn't talk about nothing. I want my money back."
Is that the one that got arrested?
I don't know. People, well, and
Somebody
bring it.
got like fucking arrested because he's, you know,
Well,
he
the
was
the thing is,
causing a
even at
ruckus.
yeah, there were people in the crowd supposedly chanting "fuck Will Smith," and Chris Rock was not having that. He was like, "No, don't don't do that. Don't go there." I believe another incident was a father and son. I don't know if they got into it to where they had to be pepper sprayed outside and all that stuff. And I saw some of the comments of like, "Dude, it's a fucking comedy show. Y'all causing trouble at a comedy show and all this
Yeah,
stuff." Yeah.
yeah. If I was Chris, he would said like when they're saying like "fuck Will Smith," like I would have said like, "Nah, you guys can't do that. I get to do that. I
Mm,
get to be the one that says that."
mm. Well, yeah, again, this is you know, this event has transcended everywhere. I saw Skip and Shannon talking about it. You know, um, I seen this one was funny, Jeff. You could appreciate this. The great Jim Cornette actually had a take
Oh
on it,
Jesus Christ, Cornet.
and that's funny. I liked his whole take on it because he was like, he's all, what's funny? He was like, wrestlers are the first ones to say that's fake or this is a work. So wrestlers in the community were talking about, yo, is this fake? Is this a work? Is this, blah blah blah. So
Yeah,
to hear somebody that's in an industry or a business of faking a fight, he had a funny breakdown of it, of like, is this real or is this not? But the fact that it got to so many levels of like, you got wrestling people talking about it, making,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Jeff.
No, so I don't know if you saw this. Somebody put the audio, like I think it was Cena, where because Cena talks loud, right, when he says instruction to the ring, like some mics caught. I forgot who he was wrestling, but he instructed somebody to slap him. It's like slap me, whatever. And they put the audio over that scene before
Oh shit.
before Will Smith before Will Smith slaps Chris Rock,
Mm.
and you could hear like slap me, and then and they just put wrestling audio. It's like fucking man, people are bored and nothing better to do.
And the memes started coming in. The best meme I seen, which only was shared to me. Shout out to my man Sabotage. He shared this one to me where it was Will slapping him, and basically Chris Rock, his body just fell down. The graphics were so good, he literally just fell on the floor. It showed Chris hitting the floor, and I was like, oh, I've never seen that one yet. You know what I mean? And people were. Again, I'm not a Will Smith fan. I'm not a fan of his music. I mean, the last good song he wrote to me was "Summertime." But then, remember he had that one Men in Black song that sampled, "Sending You Forget Me Nots." Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it was a slap. I don't know if you guys saw that meme where it was the beat.
Because there's a clap. There's claps. There's claps in that song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
didn't see that. I saw the one where Will's publicist and he had the Men in Black band and shit, like with the red thing. Will Smith's publicist right now. He has the fucking Men in Black band.
Jim Carrey said that this is so, I believe he said, ambiguous that we're going to live with seeing this forever. And we'll probably be talking about it for a long time, like how we would talk about OJ jokes, how we talk about Mike Tyson jokes, and it sucks that somebody's hard work was tarnished. Will has always tried to keep a clean cut image about himself, which also has, um, he's kind of alienated his own in his own community. Remember, I think it was, early in the early 2000s, he said something like, "Oh, I didn't have to rap or I don't have to cuss in my raps to win awards." Where he kind of alienated the hip hop community on that. But you know, he didn't really have a lot of dirt on him. When he was going through the whole thing with August Alsina, just in my mind, like this guy's, I think for his 40th or not 40th, I don't know how old Will is now, but he was doing a whole bunch of stuff for his YouTube channel. Jumping into the Grand Canyon and doing all these death-defying stunts and all that stuff. And I just thought, I was like, oh, wow, that August Alsina shit really fucked you up to where you're over here jumping out of planes. I think you're,
Dude, he's doing that fucking that Drake Kiki challenge. Is that the Kiki challenge, whatever?
Yeah.
He's doing it on top of a fucking bridge with a drone and shit.
Yeah.
He's dancing. It's like, what a weirdo.
What a weirdo. But
yeah.
Then again, if you became a cuckold, Joff, and we, first of all, I just love the
I
word. Me and Joff love that word because of what it means and all that stuff. Joff, can we do that Cuckold Championship shirt already? Can we put that out? But if you're
fucking Will
being
Smith, fucking defending champ. Goat. Go.
when people are talking about, that guy's a cuck. That guy's a cuckold. He's weak. He's a simp. All that stuff. Of course we're gonna go in and make fun of that stuff. So again, sucks that it happened to, because I genuinely I have no problem with him. It's funny. A friend of mine was like, "How are you not a Will Smith fan?" I was like, "I'm not." I was like, "I liked Fresh Prince." He's a motherfucker. You didn't like iRobot? And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "What? You didn't like iRobot? You didn't like
I did like iRobot.
I Am
But it's
Legend?
not because of him.
Stuff like that." And I was just like, those were good movies, but it's not like I'm over here watching iRobot again. I'm not over here watching. I did like I Am Legend. I thought it was okay. It was good. I watched it more than one time. But he can go. He has. I would have thought. Personally, I would have thought that I liked Ali. I would have thought I would have liked that movie because I'm a boxing fan and all that. So it's an okay movie. It's all right. It's okay. I've seen probably better boxing movies, than Ali. But a lot of people are like, "Yo, that's a great movie. It's about fucking Muhammad Ali, blah blah blah." It's like that's all right. Because I think, and I'm just talking about Will just as an actor right now. It's almost like Michael Douglas. There's too much of Will in a lot of the roles, and that's just me. It seems like there's too much Will in his roles where I can't distinguish the person he's playing from Will Smith. That's why I think I don't enjoy his movies. I don't know if you guys, see that point, but it's just it's not right. I don't know. What do you guys think?
There's a lot of actors like that. So, I mean, yeah, I don't have anything against Will Smith either.
If I were to ask you guys right now, what's your favorite Will Smith movie? What would you say, Ninja?
Independence Day.
Mm. Okay.
But
What
I
about
like
you, John?
ridiculous
Go ahead,
movies like that. No, I just like ridiculous movies like that.
It's a
Just
good popcorn movie, right? For its time.
yeah, exactly. I think it was executed well for what it is. It's a gigantic, dumb blockbuster movie, and it's executed amazingly. So yeah, I love that movie.
Ninja, what? I'm looking at Hancock. Did you like Hancock too? By the way, guys, did you enjoy that
Hancock
movie?
was actually not bad. I like.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And then it takes a turn in the second half where it just becomes absolutely stupid.
Like
Yeah,
The whole
unwatchable.
because it starts becoming about him and Charlize Theron, and I'm just
yeah,
like, okay, and then it just goes downhill from there. Because up until that point, it's funny, it's amusing. It's basically if Superman was a drunkard.
yeah.
And
It's like
and that's
the
an
it got
interesting take.
depressed. Yeah, this
Yeah,
guy
it's
with
an
powers got depressed. Shit.
right, and it's an interesting take on it. And then you throw in Charlize Theron and that whole storyline, and it's like it totally just stops the movie, completely pivots the entire tone and theme and everything, and then it becomes like a love story about two souls who will always rotate around orbit each other or something like that. And I'm just like, okay, this
Yeah,
just
it's like a
got
cycle.
yeah, it just got super corny and super stupid, and it made no sense. And I
Yeah,
did not like the movie after that
yeah,
point.
it's like a cycle that's been going on since the beginning of time and shit. That's somebody they forget who they are and then they fucking do the cycle all over or whatever. So,
Joff, I didn't mean to think because I just said Hancock because I'm just looking at your name and stuff, and it just says Hancock right there. But what is your favorite Will Smith movie,
fuck.
if you have one?
I'm torn between. I guess. Well, I like iRobot, but it's not because of him. Because I like the director,
Mm. Who directed
So,
that movie, by the way?
so
Alex Proyas. did
The great
The,
Alex
the
Proyas.
Crow.
Yeah.
The Crow and Dark City.
Dark
Yeah,
City.
Dark City.
Yeah.
Probably his best movie,
It has,
actually, Dark City.
but it has none of those feels to it.
Yeah, but probably Bad Boy, the first one.
It's a good movie. I'm a big fan of Michael Bay movies.
You
Yeah,
like those
ridiculous.
ridiculous, dumb blockbusters, right, Ninja?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said,
That's what the movie
executed
experience is
well.
about.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah,
first.
they're executed well.
It was the first at least that I could remember. The upshot, the Michael Bay shot. You know, the upshot, and then
Yeah.
the camera rotates around the character.
Rotating, yeah.
Yeah, and, fucking Will Smith and shit, like his shirt open, flowing.
Mhm.
Hey, that's a cool motherfucker right there.
The slow motion
Yeah.
sequences of them whipping guns around, shooting, and all that kind. Yeah, it's mwah, perfection.
Will had actually talked about that earlier this year. Will did put out a book, his autobiography, which people were kind of raving about. That book came out, I believe it was this year, but he talked about that one scene and he was like, yo, that's the scene that made me a star. And he had
Do it.
he didn't want to do
He
it.
said-
Yeah. Michael Bay wanted him to be running around Miami without a shirt off. And he was like, dude, you're going to be a fucking star, after this scene. And he was like, nah, I don't feel confident in my body. Can I at least have a shirt, with the buttons unbuttoned? I feel more comfortable that way. And when Will said that, when he finally saw that on screen, like it was one of those, Michael Bay looked over and was like, I fucking told you so, dude. You're fucking, you're a star now because of these. But imagine if you didn't have your shirt on, if you're running down, it would have, now Will was talking about, man, I should have had my shirt on. You know what I mean? I should have just went.
I don't know. I think having the shirt on was a good call. I think that was a good call. Why? Because it adds visual flair to that shot.
It looks like a cape.
The flowing.
It adds moment. It adds movement. Yeah, it adds movement.
He looked like a superhero. Fucking.
Yeah. I will say that shot because it's constantly him running and it cuts to like Martin Lawrence and Téa Leoni, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's running for a long time in that sequence. If you think of it, I remember watching that sequence and I was like, man, he is running a long time. Like it's slow mo and it keeps cutting back and forth. So I'm like, dude, are you running? How long are you running for? Martin Lawrence is dead already, guys. Come on. Yeah, it's such a weird. It's so weird, but it's got so much flash, that I'm just like, dude, it's cool. It's dope.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Fat Lace for joining us. Also, Spicy Beef. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you for joining us. Thank you to the people on Kumu that's watching us. Thank you to the people on Twitch, Facebook, all the things that we're not supposed to, mention. Shout out to them.
Are we not supposed to? Are we not supposed to? No one's ever told me not to. No one told me anything.
Supposedly, but whatever, whatever. Whatever. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna whatever with it, But then again, I have no strings, as what Ultron said. You know what I mean? I have no strings. No more bamboo ceiling up top. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the hub gets to do what they do. We get to talk about what we want to talk about. We get to talk what we want to talk about. We get to say how we want to talk about it, without anybody having not like they did. They would probably like to think that they had control, but they don't. Again, this is a Hub 408, episode 140. Thank you guys for joining us. Let's move on to nerdier things. Ninja, Joff, never in my life did I think that I would see C-level, D-level characters on my screen. And for the past 2 years, that's what I've been seeing on my screen, thanks to Marvel. And I'm talking about Moon Knight. Joff, earlier we were talking about, and Ninja, we were talking about, hey, man, I'm not a Moon Knight fan. I don't really know. I know that he is the fist of Khonshu, right? Is it Khonshu? Chonshu?
Yeah.
right?
Khonshu. Yeah.
Khonshu. I was telling Ninja and Joff earlier, I've never bought a Moon Knight comic in my life. The only Moon Knight I remember specifically having a copy of the West Coast Avengers. And, at the time, those were a C-level team, with people like Hawkeye. Is it Tigra? I forget, or not Tigra. Is it Tigra? The
Tigress?
Tigress? There you go.
I don't know. I actually don't
Moon
know.
Knight, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But Moon Knight
West
was in
Coast
there too.
Avengers. Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
come to think of, or I went and did research.
Was he in Midnight Suns? Was he in
Yeah.
Midnight Suns?
Yeah,
Was
I
he?
think that's what
Yes.
they're
It's like
trying to do.
Morbius and Ghost
Yeah,
Rider
I
and
think
all that.
that's what Marvel's
Doctor
trying to
Strange?
do.
It's
Midnight
heading
Suns.
towards, correct? They're,
Yeah.
I do know that there is a Midnight Suns video game coming
Game.
out,
Yeah. Yeah.
which actually looks pretty cool. Actually, I don't
It
know
does.
how
It does look pretty cool.
how canon that is to the stuff that goes on in the books and stuff, but
Yeah,
it does
I don't
look
think
very
it's
cool.
good. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how canon it is
I
either.
think I might have a couple of Moon Knight. I think I bought the Bendis and David Finch run. Like maybe is that like 6 issues or something like that? It's a short run.
Did you like it? I believe I was looking at
I can't
Moon
remember- I
Knight
can't even remember.
story arcs to read, or essential Moon Knight reading. I think that was actually in the that was on the list. But when I was looking at the list of the most essential Moon Knight books to read about, everyone had different takes on it because of who the character is. Who the character is. Again, I'm not a Moon Knight fan, but if you were to ask me, like, oh, that's Moon Knight, that's Mark Spector,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that much. I know that there is an Egyptian
God
entity of
thing,
some
yeah.
sort, God, that is controlling him. But let's get into it. So, watching this very, very first episode, starring Apocalypse himself, like in Oscar Isaacs, horrible movie too, But we're talking about Moon Knight here, so.
Let me hold on. I want to say this. That reminded
Yeah.
me. I was reading an article on the new Top Gun movie coming out, and you know how like when people write articles and they put like the actor's name and then they'll put like in parentheses like other movies that they've been in.
Yeah.
So this article, when they said Tom Cruise, the parentheses movie was The Mummy. Like of all the movies that you can reference. and say, where would I know this guy from? You say The Mummy.
That's crazy.
You don't talk about any of these other like critically acclaimed movies that he's been in. You go The Mummy. That's kind of what, and that's why I had to interrupt you there, because when you're like, oh, Apocalypse himself, I'm like, of all the things to reference Oscar Isaac, you pick,
because it was just so bad. I think it was just so bad.
Such a waste of Oscar Isaac's character.
Yes. Or maybe
that.
I'm
Honestly,
thinking maybe even Oscar Isaac shouldn't have been casted as Apocalypse. I also kind of think that.
I think they could have cast him as Apocalypse, but they shouldn't have used the big bulky Apocalypse, because there are different versions of him. There's also like Kid Apocalypse,
What up, Robert?
So they could have redesigned him a little bit more and made him more interesting. But I don't even think that was the problem. The whole movie itself was just not good.
They should have.
I don't.
They could have tried the Thanos way, like just
Of seeding him throughout, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just yeah.
And anticipation.
Yeah.
All right, but
make him look big.
Let's get into it though.
Oh, yeah, like they used Josh Brolin's face, whatever as reference, and then they just kind of, made him like the Hulk or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But
let's get into it though. This first episode of Moon Knight, 6 episodes, correct? It's a 6 episode run.
Yeah.
I was kind of actually maybe because it's 6 episodes. I was like, oh damn, they only dropped one episode. I thought maybe they'd give
Hmm.
us two.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, it
They
was
really
just
should
that
have.
one. You
Yeah.
think so, Ninja? You think they should have gave us
I
a
think
second
so.
episode off top?
I personally was pretty impressed with the first episode, and the fact that you don't see the title character until the last 10 seconds basically of this episode kind of makes me want them to have given us a second episode, but it's definitely but I think it's fine. I mean, it makes people who really enjoyed it, look forward to the next episode.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes it so that people can talk about it for the week, and prolong the conversation a little bit more. I mean, I get that. I totally get it. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think when I was watching, I think it was disorienting by design, right? It was like, what the
Yes.
Mhm.
fuck is going
Yeah.
on? It's like,
Yeah.
Honestly,
so,
man, me and Liana were
Yeah.
like, I'm fucking lost here, dude. What the fuck is
Yeah.
going on?
I
I
think
had
that's
that
by
moment
design.
of
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's definitely by design because the whole point is you're Stephen Grant. You're just as confused as he is, and if you
yes.
have zero clue about what he's all about, then yeah, you're gonna sit there and be like, I don't know what's happening, and that's exactly the way it's intended.
damn,
If
that tour guide, he fucked up though. That tour guide,
Did he? Did he? Or did Mark fuck up? I think Mark fucked up.
wait,
well,
what part are you guys talking about?
the date,
The date.
he
The
he
date.
bagged that tour
Oh,
guide.
hey, wasn't that heartbreaking? First of all, his character as Stephen Grant was
Awesome, pretty awesome.
Well,
pretty awesome.
I think
Pretty awesome.
I think Mark's the one who asked her out.
Oh no, I totally think. Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
100%.
I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think
Mark's
about
the
that.
one
Because
that asked
because he
was
forgot.
because
He
he
didn't
was
know.
confused. He was confused.
Yeah, he
I'm
didn't
like,
know.
I had a date. I
Mm.
did agree with his choice of steak. Well done.
I mean,
Like,
he took the
yes.
L. He took the L. Might as well just complete the evening.
Say,
It
oh,
it's terrible all around.
filet. Well done.
As a vegan,
Yeah.
as a vegetarian too. But yeah, what did you guys think though? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. It was disorient. Yeah, it was disorienting in the beginning, and then you start getting a handle of like how everything's going. Ethan Hawke was cool. That shit is creepy. Like
dude, super
how,
creepy. Super
how
creepy.
they judge your. It's like precog shit. Like
Yeah.
they're not
Yeah,
judging you
yeah.
for your crimes like that you have done. It's like it also what you're about to do. So it's
What
like
you may do.
Yeah,
What
you were
could do. Yeah.
judging your soul.
Yeah.
Wait, first off, let's start from the beginning. The scene where God, I don't even know his name now.
Ethan
where
Hawke?
Ethan Hawke's character,
Is putting on his
Where-
shoes.
Jake,
he's putting on his shoes, yeah, and breaking the glass.
that was
Yeah.
hard, dog. Man,
That
this
made
guy's
me
a
feel
gangster.
so uncomfortable, guys.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I was like, ugh. Like, I was literally like that from the screen. I was like, oh, dude. And they don't show, they show the foot going in. And of course, in your mind, you're like, oh, dude, he's stepping on glass or whatever. But it just gave such a, oh, man, what a creepy vibe. Like, I don't want to look
Yeah,
at that,
I think- I think that opening really set the tone for what they're trying to go with in this movie and in the show in terms of like what they're trying to convey, the maturity level. I found parts of this episode to be pretty brutal, very adult almost. So, but yeah, that opening sequence, you're kind of wondering what is he doing, what's going on. He's drinking. Okay, he wrapped up the glass. He broke it. Okay, and then when you start seeing what he's doing with it, like he's pouring it down and all that, it's like
You're like, I don't want to see him. You're like, I don't want to see blood right now. I don't want to. and maybe for me, Ninja, as I've God willing, let me knock on some wood here. Never had to, never broke a bone, never yada yada. But the one thing I've done in my life was step on a piece of glass.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about, if this is my foot, I had a broken, piece of a bottle go directly into my foot to where I cannot feel the last two small toes that I have. I have I have absolutely no feeling, and it's because of nerve damage or whatever, right? So I would also get phantom pains, Ninja, of sharp objects going into my foot. It's something that I've, kind of dealt with in like my life. So
Yeah.
when I saw that scene, the 10-year-old Ron was like, "Oh shit, dude, I cannot
Yeah.
do this, dude. This, I can't stomach it." I remember
Dude,
looking over at
you can even hear. I think you can hear
the
the glass
crunch.
when, yeah, the crunch when he's walking, like throughout the show.
It's
But
so bad. I remember looking at Liana. I was like, because I didn't want to look at the screen. Sometimes when you don't want to look at the screen, you look at your partner, or whoever you're watching with. And when I looked at her, she was looking away too. She was like, ugh. She was like, we're both looking away from the camera and stuff. So then we get into the whole character of who, Steven, right?
Yeah.
Steven,
Yeah.
what's his name? Steven
Grant.
Grant.
Grant,
I think.
yeah, Stephen Grant.
I had to go look up some. I had to go look up some. You know, I Wikipedia'd Moon Knight, the character, and all that stuff, right? As what lazy people do, they go on Wiki, right? But
Yeah.
shout out to my cousin Ryan. He's a big influence in my life when it comes to comic books, when it comes to stuff like that from back in the day. My cousin Ryan was the one that actually introduced me into the character of Moon Knight. Neil, he had told me, hey, this is a guy that has multiple personalities. You don't know who's under the hood, the cowl, so to speak. So when I looked at his alternate personalities and stuff, one of those happens to be a billionaire, and the Stephen Grant character in the comic books, I believe, has been portrayed as a millionaire. That's why he's able to finance the gadgets that he has. So going into the show, though, this version of Stephen Grant works at a fucking gift shop. This guy works at selling fucking gummy bears, Joff, or I don't know what they were
At
selling
a museum.
at
Yeah.
a museum.
Yeah.
He works at a gift shop. So I kind of like the fact that, all right, this isn't a rich superhero. So to start off, well, I don't know who Mark Spector is. We haven't seen that yet. So we don't know about his resources or anything like that. But then I was thinking, all right, this guy works at a gift shop. Yet he has a pretty dope ass fucking apartment.
In the middle of
probably has
London.
some-
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably got some bread, right? He probably got some bread. I don't know. What Ninja had talked about earlier was like Moon Knight didn't show up until like the last 30 seconds of the show, so we got to really experience Stephen Grant. What Ninja and Joff was saying was like, hey, this character, this persona that he has, this is for us fans to relate to.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I was lost. I was lost in until I started like, okay, wait, it could be his personalities coming in.
Yeah.
Why are there voices in his head? I almost, even though I still got to watch these movies, but it had a very, it was like Venom, Tom Hardy's Venom, where there was somebody speaking to him. There's somebody speaking to him. I kind of figured out in my, like, oh, I think I know who that is. If you kind of piece it together, it's like I think I know who's talking to him and stuff like that. So
yeah,
again,
I watched it with subtitles, so it actually just says Khonshu when Khonshu is speaking. So.
it does.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You should
Okay.
watch it with subtitles. I don't know why people don't watch stuff with subtitles.
I usually do.
'Cause
But
I
I think
also-
for that
I also lose
didn't have
things.
it on.
Yeah, because sometimes people mumble and I can't hear what they're saying, so that's why I put
Yeah.
on subtitles.
Wait,
most
I
of the time.
actually did have the subtitles on, but I don't. Maybe it was just me. Maybe I didn't catch it. But
Mhm.
actually, last night's episode, there were a lot of. Maybe it's because of the British slang or whatever. There were some words that weren't subtitled that they were saying though. That's what I did notice in that episode.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, let's get into it. What did you like about the episode, Ninja?
Um, I like the fact that it is a pretty that as an introduction to a almost unknown character, it does a really interesting job of not talking about it, not talking about not talking about Mark Spector, not talking about Moon Knight, because even though I've never really read the books, I have read up on him before, like years ago. I've read up on him just because I was like, people have been talking about Moon Knight. I'm a little curious about what it is, but it's never moved me to pick up a book at that time. So I was vaguely aware, and I like the fact that it doesn't talk about, and really gets you into the mindset of, this other character and really trying to lead you through what's happening. I really like that. I like the fact that all the action happens, or 90% of the action happens off screen. When Steven blacks out, you know, things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he wakes
Mm-hmm.
back up, things have happened. I think from a technical standpoint, I think that's clever in that you don't have to waste too much money on big action sequences. Um, and I think as a narrative device, I think it's clever because it does give you that something is happening in between these blackouts. And because we're following this character, what he doesn't know, we don't know as an audience. So I really like those kinds of things. Um, I really liked Oscar Isaac's character, uh, playing this wimpy, beat down dude who basically has like no friends, no futures. His best friend is his mom, who let's face it, probably not his mom, right?
Mm.
But
I didn't even catch that. You don't think that's his
No, the
mom that he was talking
statue,
to?
the statue, that's his homie.
oh yeah,
Well,
the
the
statue guy
busker.
is his homie.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh huh.
Was that a real person? That was a
yeah,
real
Yeah.
person, right?
That's
That was
supposed
a
to be a real
street
person. Yeah.
performer, right?
yep,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. That's why he tells
Okay,
the
gotcha.
person to give him money after they take a picture. I was like, dude, you're watching out for these street performers. That's a nice guy, you know. But of course, after taking up his entire time talking out his problems, the least he could do is give him a little bit of money, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I liked all these little things that they do, and I was very impressed with how they basically put this episode together. Um, I think there were little things that didn't hold up very well. There's little bits of like special effects that were not that great, but I think that's fine. It's TV budget. It's okay, whatever.
Mm, mm.
I think overall, those are the things that I liked about this first episode so far.
Let me swing it over to you, Joff. Uh, what did you like about this episode? We'll also talk about what we didn't like, also. But go ahead and what were the high points for you?
It's it's the little details where the the way the episode is was constructed, where you're disoriented along with him in the beginning, and then like as the show goes on, you kind of get your bearings about and trying to figure stuff out. You know, you know, Waldo said most of it already, but like, yeah, it's the seed. Like, honestly, I don't like that Moon Knight. Fucking, I don't like that. I don't like Moon Knight CG or the costume or whatever.
Oh, you don't like the where it comes out like a mummy?
I mean, I understand. It makes sense. You can't just have like fucking white spandex everywhere, right? It has to have some like breaks visually. But it's just yeah, it's oh man, it
Yeah, I think that's
it
part of.
it
I mean, that's
yeah,
definitely part of what I mean when it comes to like
it
special
throws me
effects.
off. It just takes me out of it. It's like
Yeah,
when I see them when I see the actual Moon Knight, I'm just like
yeah. So like
Mm.
that, and like the car chase scene, like there's some very obvious special effects sequences within that scene. So yeah, those are definitely some low points, but I do think that that's a little for me it's a
yeah,
little nitpicky.
yeah. It's nitpicky.
Moon Knight not looking the greatest. I don't know how that's going to work for the other episodes. If we see more of him, yeah, is it going to be more distracting? I don't know, but as it is right now, it's there, but
I think I think if the environment that he's in is a little darker, it could work. It hides it a little bit, but like as it is right now, it's like he pops out. I'm just like, oh man,
yeah, yeah, because
he
the
should
bathroom that he's in
yeah
is pretty
yeah
bright, so
he should be in shadows.
yeah, kind of like what like the scene before when he's getting chased by that dog. You don't really
Yeah
see the monster, right? It's in
yeah
darkness most of the time, which I
Hey,
thought
that
that's
was
why I
fucking
thought it was very
scary,
clever.
bro.
Yeah,
That shit was
and I thought
kind
it
of
was very
scary.
clever.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
no, for sure.
yeah. I like little touches where his reflection, like he's gone, but I guess his some of his
Like Mark
reflection is still
Spector or
yeah.
something like
Mark
that.
Spector
Yeah,
is still there. So yeah,
yeah. I like that too.
but yeah,
Um,
it's just yeah, yeah. That's
you know,
about it.
for me, a highlight for me though was his character, the acting of Oscar Isaacs. I mean, I genuinely like the actor. I genuinely like the actor. You know, for he's done a whole bunch of really good movies, and he really shines here. I had read an interview with him where you know I'm not of I am not of British descent. I don't know how to speak like a man from the UK or whatever. But one interview I had read, in him promoting the movie, he was like, "I hope people pick up on the fact that I'm doing a really bad accent, of Stephen Grant." And when I read that, again, that was before I read or that's before I watched the episode. He's like, "I hope people pick up on it." And then after watching it and remembering the article, I'm like, "Well, shit, it's that's one of his personalities." Right? Stephen Grant is one of his personalities. So, what if this personality is based in London or whatever? To where Mark Spector is probably an American dude. He's probably an American dude
yeah, yeah,
doing an accent like that.
right.
One thing that we talked about was Moon Knight having multiple personalities. I believe the term is dissociative uh,
Identity
ident-
disorder.
identity disorder.
Yeah,
And
DID.
one thing that Oscar Isaacs talked about in that interview I was reading was his own uncle, I believe, maybe lives with this disorder, and he said, "Dude, you got it right. You got it correct with however it was being portrayed." And it made me think also like, fuck, imagine in real life if all of a sudden you just wake up and you're on a fucking bus. Like, what the fuck am I doing here? You're not Moon Knight. You have no special powers. But I'm just saying, what if something like this were to happen to you, or what if you had a disorder like this? And it kind of made me really sympathize already for the character of like, oh man, this is fucked up. You're over here. What was it? I think it was. I forget what the scene was before that, but all of a sudden he woke. He was not in his bed with a broken jaw. The way he adjusted his jaw, it looked gross. It's like like it was really great acting by Oscar Isaac to make you feel like, oh shit, why is his jaw broken and stuff like that. So for him to talk about his uncle going through something like this and his uncle kind of praising it, it also made me feel during those weird scenes of like not only what the hell is going on, but to have an understanding of like, dang, you could be in your room and then all of a sudden you're somewhere and not knowing how you got there, and it's probably because the alternate personality that's in you took over that. So I like the little thing when you were talking about the little things and all that stuff. The fact that he's chaining himself to his bed, right? He put
Yep.
that piece of painter's tape on the door to make sure that to
Yeah, the
indicate that
sand.
he didn't leave the room, right? Is that what
Yeah,
it is?
yeah, yeah. And
So
then he had the sand around his bed. I thought that was interesting.
I didn't understand that. I didn't get that part. The sand around the bed. Is
Oh,
it because if he
to
were
see
to?
to see if he
Oh, he
to walk
moved.
past it. Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. He would be like, "Oh shit, I got up." Yeah,
One
and I would
article
have
that I had,
disturbed the sand.
one article I had seen was, um, the biggest clue is the fish, and I didn't get that when I read that. You know, any takes on that part on the fish one day having one fin, right? It looked like it was swimming in a circle too, right? And
Yeah,
then all of a sudden, 2 days, 3 days later, he has a full grown, or a different fish. It looked like a different fish. I don't know.
yeah. It was a different fish. Yeah,
So do you? I don't know. Any speculation on what the fish, the key to the fish holds? I don't know.
I don't know if it's. I think it just shows that he neglected the fish at a certain point in time, and he had to get a new one.
Yeah.
And I guess Mark had to get a new one because he didn't. Maybe Mark killed it and was like, "I'm
Mark
just gonna
Mark
replace
don't
it,"
care
and
about
didn't
fishes.
realize. Yeah, probably something like along those lines.
Okay. I get it.
Yeah,
Okay. And I'm thinking now maybe Mark is when he's in that personality. Okay, I gotta go and
I
put the
gotta go
tape
do
back
stuff.
on.
Yeah,
I gotta go put the chain back on my foot, and then I can go to
yeah,
sleep, and then whatever.
yeah. He probably sees all that stuff. None of those things work because Mark Spector is like a he's a mercenary, I believe, in the
Hmm.
in the comics at least. He's a mercenary, so he's
Yeah.
skilled. So he probably sees all these things and is like, "Yeah, you think this is gonna stop me? You know, I kill people for money." So yeah, so he doesn't give a shit about a fish.
Watching this episode too, just to see somebody kind of bumbling through the episode, trying to, he's an everyday man, right?
Yeah,
It made me think about uh, going into the show, leading up to the show being premiered. They'll put that promo up on there. They'll put all kinds of promo up, and the one video I saw a series of videos of Oscar Isaac in training with either a knife or a gun, disarming people and all that stuff.
uh-huh.
And I'll tell you, it's even though it's behind the scenes rehearsal training type footage. Um, it reminds me when you would watch Ewan McGregor and training with the lightsaber. Like that stuff is kind of cool to me. So to see Oscar Isaac training for Moon Knight, doing all the, I was like, oh man, I can't wait for these action sequences to actually be put on screen the way that they were practicing them in the thing. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this turns out. A lot of the Marvel shows either hit or miss, depending on your opinion or whatever. Either they're really good or they're kind of
Yeah,
But I I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see where this goes. I'm excited to see if he becomes part of a bigger universe. Like I liked
yeah,
how
yeah.
it was almost kind of like a standalone where they're not really bringing other people, into the fold and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very cool. I enjoyed the first episode, although I just like what you said, Joff and Ninja, I was kind of disoriented by what the hell was going on. You know, but it looks like it's getting pretty good, decent reviews. People are digging it, and right after that too, Joff. Like I wanted to watch. Because I never got to finish it. But it was actually pretty good. He had that one movie. Was it A History of Violence? Was it that one?
I think so.
Well,
I haven't seen that one.
Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, not that one. No, was it a very good year? I'm getting those movies mixed
Yeah, I
up. I
think
think
very good year.
a very good year, right? It made me want to finish that because again, the dude got chops. He's one of those dudes that got chops, man. So by the way, what was the movie that I said with Viggo Mortensen? What was the name of that?
History of Violence.
Yeah.
Great movie, by the way.
Yeah.
I like
Great,
that movie. Actually.
great comic book movie.
Yes. Oh yeah, that is a comic book movie too. Yeah, correct.
No.
Yeah. Guys, this is a Hub 408. My name is Ron Sar. That's Ninja Iceberg. That's Joffsimus, aka Hancock. Thank you guys for joining us. Talking about Moon Knight. We're talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock earlier. So thank you guys for joining us. If you happen to be watching us on our multiple platforms, but you can follow us here on Kumu. Make sure you follow Ninja Iceberg, Joffsimus. We are here for you guys. So again, happy Friday or happy Saturday sa mga tao dyan in the Philippines. Or if you happen to be watching this live, I guess on multiple platforms. I don't know if my dad watches. And sometimes my dad will be like, "Oh, I see you. I see your." So if you happen to be watching, Dad, thank you, Dad, like he would watch. Anyway, but yeah. Heading into this weekend, though, yeah. We're here for you guys. So again, happy Friday, happy Saturday if you happen to be chilling and all that stuff. So yeah. Anything else that you guys wanted to talk about that maybe had went on this week? Because again, a lot of the stuff was dominated by the original topic we were talking about, which was Chris Rock and Will Smith and their debacle and all that stuff. Was there anything that I might have missed this week, guys? Or was there any significant stuff happened there? Moon Knight, of course.
They moved Obi-Wan a couple of
Oh, they
days.
did?
Yeah.
From Wednesday to Friday.
But instead of just one episode, they're releasing the first two.
Wait, when is that supposed to come out?
It was supposed to originally May
something.
25th.
May 24?
May 25th.
Something like that, yeah.
And then
Okay, we're not that far away. Not that far
which
away.
is a Wednesday, and then
Yeah.
they moved it to Friday, but instead of just one episode, they're gonna have two episodes up. So
Yeah.
They did have that updated trailer, right? Was that a brand new trailer that came out?
I think it was the same one.
Is that the same one? Okay.
Yeah, they didn't have any. They had maybe some new footage when he made the announcement, because there was a small because there was an announcement trailer, right, or the date announcement or whatever,
Yeah.
and there's like little bits of new footage in it, but it wasn't like it wasn't a whole lot.
Okay, because I remember clicking on the trailer this morning, and we had talked about this in a previous episode, but Joff said, "Dude, they had me. They got me." Joff said, "I was hating on this until they started playing Duel of the Fates." And
I mean, that was like the very first half of the of that trailer.
Right. So again,
quick.
when I clicked on the trailer today, I heard it again. Where the Lucasfilm gets washed or brushed away with sand and stuff. And
First 10 to 20 seconds.
Joff, that piece of music. I mean, I know we always keep going back to this, but that piece of music. Besides, dun, 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 we all, as a kid or whatever Star Wars fans.
I hate myself for falling for it all the time. Like every time I hear it. Like,
isn't that one of the greatest? Isn't that one of the greatest pieces of, dun, 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 dun. I mean, it's just, it's so good. It's so good. And is it the first of the theme songs that actually has vocals in it? Right? I don't think there's any other themes.
No, the ending song from Return of the Jedi has it. Has vocals.
Oh,
the Ewok celebration part. There's vocals.
Got you. Okay, got you. Did you start it? And also the one from. Or no, I was thinking about the one from episode 1, but no, I don't think there was vocals in that ending song. But yeah, Joff, it just Duel of the Fates is probably one of the greatest pieces of music in the Star Wars. It's just that it
Yeah.
gets you so hyped.
Well,
Gets
I
gets
mean,
me all the time.
Star Wars definitely has like 4 pretty iconic themes, right? 4 or 5, like the Star Wars theme is iconic. Imperial March is iconic.
Mhm.
The Tatooine
Yeah, the
song is pretty
Force. Yeah,
iconic. Yeah,
Force.
yeah. Um, and yeah, Duel of the Fates is definitely one of them. Personally, I'd throw in Ray's theme as well because when I hear that, I immediately think Ray.
Mm.
But you know, it's probably a little bit more inside baseball than the other ones. Star Wars theme definitely iconic. Imperial March, 100% iconic. Duel of the Fates, icon. And yeah, it's wild that John Williams comes up with such memorable themes for these movies. It's ridiculous
Yeah,
almost.
Star
It's
Wars,
almost unfair.
Superman.
Yeah, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Joff, is Duel of the Fates your favorite piece of Star Wars music? Is that the one for you?
Uh, no, it's the Tatooine Luke. It's pretty much the Force when they're
I think it's
talking
called
about the
Twins. I
Force.
think it's called Two Sons or something like
Twin
that.
Sons or something
Twin
like
Yeah.
that.
Sons, something
Mhm.
like that. Yeah. It's a very soft,
Yeah.
very very mellow. Yeah. It's uplifting and kind of melancholy at the same time. It's such a I think it's iconic as well, but it's a series full of iconic music. You
Mhm.
can't really just point at one.
Ninja, when you brought up Ray's theme and all that stuff, um, I just had a random thought just pop in my head, and that random thought is I was like, the 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 new trilogy, right? We're talking about the current ones and
No.
stuff.
Hmm.
Um, sad to say, and I'm just talking about for me, right? Sad to say, but I think I've watched the prequels more than I've watched the new stuff.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind
By
of sad.
one. For me, it's by one.
That's kind
Because
of
I
sad.
think because I'm pretty sure I watched episode 1 twice, and everything else I've watched once.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
just
really,
saying,
by one, it's not much.
and I would have thought, of course, with the new movies that came, because I really did, in hindsight, I really liked Force Awakens. I really, really dug that a lot. And when was that what was the second one called? See, I don't even know what the second one is called.
Last
Lost Jedi.
Jedi. Yeah.
Last Jedi. When that came out, it's good, but I don't think I was watching it like I was watching. I've probably seen Rogue One more than I've
Yep.
seen.
I've seen Rogue
You know what
One
I'm saying?
Yeah.
more
No,
than
Rogue
the
One
new
is definitely the better movie. Yeah,
more than
for
the
sure.
yeah more than the
I
last
throw
trilogy.
Solo in there as well. Like Solo, I think
Yeah,
is a better
Me
I
movie.
too.
watched Solo
Like,
more than Last Jedi, Force
And I just
Awakens,
hate how they really think it's
Rise of
well,
Skywalker.
I mean, people will grade or think what they think, but like people really put Solo low on that list,
yeah, I think
of,
that's not right. I think that's very incorrect.
and they're like,
I
oh,
think
it's an
they're objectively
underwhelming
wrong.
movie, and I was like, really?
Obj-
Underwhelming?
Objectively wrong. Yeah,
How was
those people
Solo an
have
underwhelming movie? Like that's crazy to
they
me.
they are objectively wrong. Is what's up.
Yeah, that's
It's
crazy.
yeah.
But
I mean, I hate saying people are objectively wrong like that, but when it comes to an opinion, but that's just you're just wrong. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. I don't know what else to say except that. Um, yeah, I think also I think some people are Also, maybe it's just me, but I think people are. I know fans are toxic in a lot of ways, or not. Maybe not toxic, but very protective of their IP. But I
Mm,
feel like a lot of people can't step back when viewing the last the last trilogy because there are. I think it could have been great with that second movie because a lot of people I think were turned off by that second movie. I personally was really excited for the direction of that second movie and where it was going to go because it completely turned Luke 180, you know,
mm,
and I wanted them to explore that a little bit more. And I feel like because they didn't really have a plan going into
Yeah,
this
it's not
trilogy
fun.
to just give it to the directors to figure out what to do, the fact that J.J. Abrams completely almost 100% retconned the second movie was very disappointing. I I
mm,
was very excited to see where it was going to go. Force Awakens was reset basically, palate
mm,
cleanser.
mm.
Uh, Last Jedi was supposed to be like this just interesting new direction from after I walked out of it. I thought it was going to be an interesting new direction. And then when J.J. Abrams brought out Rise of Skywalker and completely like, oh yeah, you're Emperor Palpatine's granddaughter or whatever the fuck it was. I was like, what?
That's
Why?
crazy,
Why?
right?
Like, why? You know? I was honestly perfectly down for the fact that she was a nobody
Yeah,
from a family of nobodies and all of a sudden just became one of the most powerful force wielders in the universe, in the galaxy. And the fact that it's like, oh no, by the way, you're related to Palpatine. It's like, okay, just stop. And then the forced romance between her and Kylo Ren. I mean, I know they kind of hinted at it, but it was never really built up. And they just kind of threw characters together, like they threw Finn and Rose together, and I'm like, cool, but you didn't build any of that up. You know, there was no relationship there, and there was no real relationship between Kylo Ren and Rey. Honestly, I saw them more as brother sister than
Hmm.
anything else, to be honest. And when they try to force a relationship there that was more than that, I was like, I don't know about that. It
I think
really turned me off.
I think what turned me off from the entire thing after the whole trilogy ended was well, even probably by the second already. I really thought, man, I really thought fucking John Bodega was gonna be a fucking. I thought it was gonna be him. I
Boyega,
thought he was Boyega. I'm sorry, Bodega. I said Bodega. I'm
Bodega.
sorry. Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Boyega. I feel bad too because I even made a song called John Boyega because I was just so hyped for this guy. But no, I really thought that John Boyega was gonna be that dude, you know, the
yeah,
guy. But
yeah.
then, not that I'm hating on it, when they decided to go with Ray of being the focus, I was like, you know what, this is actually cool because um, women have always been portrayed as what damsel in distress, right? They got to be, so to
But
see
Star Wars has never been about that, though. Star Wars always had like pretty strong
fighting
women, like
characters, yeah,
Princess Leia.
strong,
Yeah, Princess
yeah.
Leia. Yeah,
So I
I
like
had
the
no
fact,
problem.
yeah, I
I
like
had
the
no
fact that
problems
they
with
went
Rey
with
being the main
Ray.
character.
But I'm
Yeah,
just saying, I really thought John Boyega was going to be the guy, but he
yeah.
ended up just being a force sensitive, not really confirmed,
Not even that.
right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I thought it was going to be a story about these three characters, really. Not just that Ray was the main character. I thought they were all going to have like main character status, kind of like how the original trilogy was about. You know, like
Hmm.
Luke definitely had an arc, but so did Princess Leia, and so did Han Solo. They all had
Hmm.
some kind of an arc, some kind of growing, some kind of growth potential. Even from the first movie, you didn't know where it was going to go, but you kind of figured that they would stick together and grow together as a trio of characters. And I kind of thought that was what was going to happen, but instead we got Kylo and Rey being the two main characters of the series, and then Oscar Isaac and John Boyega's characters kind of thrown to the side. Like, what did Oscar Isaac really do? You know, he's supposed to be one of the most amazing pilots that the rebels have, and he flies. I mean, but he kind of flies here and there. Like, what's he doing? And then you have John Boyega, who is an ex stormtrooper, and you're kind of like, oh, that could be interesting. He might have some insight on how this whole thing works. Maybe he's like a spec ops kind of person, but they kind of played him as more of a, I don't know what I'm really doing, and they never really gave him any direction. Like, even when they had Rose as his like love interest, they didn't give that any kind of direction at all. It just kind of, like, in the third movie, I think they just kind of ended up together. It seemed like, you know,
It's kind of like
they
just
had
threw
some
that character away.
Yeah, they had something building in the second movie, and then in the third movie, it was thrown away, and then you're kind of like, well, what was that? Like, who are these? What happened here? You know, it was very disappointing to see those two characters get shunted off to the side, like, and not for any good reason.
I was gonna joke. Maybe I should do that thing, Joff, of how how I always try to watch Justice League and convince myself that it was good. Maybe I should do that with the trilogies. Like, maybe I should watch this again and see Last. I almost said Last Starfighter, which is a completely different movie. Maybe I should go see, watch the third, the second and the third movies, and kind of convince myself that it was actually
You have
good.
to watch it in increments, like 30-minute increments and shit.
And also in black and white, right, Jeff?
Yep.
Yeah,
Changes the whole story.
We talked already about how the Academy voted. Oh no, we didn't. Joff, speaking of Justice League, the Academy voted the Flash's time, that part in Justice League where he goes on his speed run or whatever. The Oscars voted that the number one cheer moment. That fans voted, and nobody even. Nobody even. Hold on, let me see if I could find the article.
Wait, the what? What do you mean the Oscars voted or selected that? I don't. They don't do moments.
I believe the fans did. I believe the fans did, and it was the first time they ever did it.
Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about?
Okay, hold on. I'm looking it up right now. Okay. Hopefully I can I share my screen here? All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Justice League gets no applause at the Oscars after bizarre fan vote. The Oscars' very first cheer-worthy moment. So they had a cheer-worthy moment was awarded tonight, and as expected, it was a complete train wreck. Hoping to encapsulate the last 100 plus years of cinema history in 5 10-second long clips, the Oscars cropped together a bonkers fan selection of hazy marble films, the movie Dreamgirls, the Beyonce movie, and Zack Snyder's Justice League. So basically, the top cheer-worthy moment went to Zack Snyder's Justice League. And the specific moment was when Flash enters the Speed Force. And they call this a cheer-worthy moment. And this is the thing, guys. When they played it at the Oscars, nobody cheered. Nobody cheered for the moment. They weren't feeling that moment at all. They're like, so again, the speed run supposedly was voted by the fans that was the best cheer moment, and I believe it beat other movies like Spider-Man No Way Home and stuff like that.
Well, that's like the best cheer to me should be like when all 3 Spider-Man were swinging. That's way better.
Dude, just the fact that all 3 Spider-Mans showed up at the same time,
Yeah, when they all landed on top of the Statue of Liberty, that was tight.
I believe Spider-Man did. did it was released on Apple Plus or Apple TV, I believe, earlier this week. So that's the only place where we can watch it. But I'm sorry, go ahead, Ninja.
No, no, no. You can rent it.
Yeah,
It's a
everywhere.
rental. It's everywhere. Digital rental.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't think it's
But
streaming for free anywhere.
can you believe that Ninja and Jeff? That was the Oscar-worthy cheer moment. That's fucking insane, right? That is
And
insane.
plus, it's not even the theater. It was,
Yeah, it said it wasn't even shown in the theaters. Like
yeah.
it was a deleted scene or something. I don't know. I have no fucking idea. I still haven't watched the Justice League movie.
Also, segueing. I can't. Shut up, Bessie. I can't get my words out, but the segue going into that. I don't know if you guys caught this. Did you guys see that whole thing about Ezra Miller getting arrested?
Getting arrested. I
No,
saw
I didn't.
news articles about it. I didn't really read it. I just saw that he was kind of being a jerk or something.
Okay,
Like he was drunk or some shit like that and
let me
throwing a
let me
tantrum. And I was like, okay, whatever.
let
He's
me
been
paint the
having
picture
problems.
for you. Let me paint the
Mhm.
picture for you guys. He's in Hawaii. He's at a karaoke bar, right?
Okay. Yeah.
He supposedly gets into it, starts acting reckless to where he has an altercation with people there, to where he has to spend a night in jail,
Okay.
right?
Nice. I love it.
An,
Love it.
a local couple, feeling bad, bailed him out and said, "Hey, we can have you at our place to stay for the night." He then goes on to attack the couple that bailed him out. You know what I'm saying? He goes and attacks these people.
Wait, what? How did the couple even get there to bail him out? I don't even understand how is
They
that
might have been
how's
at the
that even
club.
happen?
I don't know. They might have been there at the club and saw it go down. And I guess out
Okay.
of the goodness of their own heart, they're like, "Hey, we want to pay for this guy's.
No,
We'll bail him out."
they're probably trying to get him in a threesome and shit. Some
You
weird
think
freaky
so,
shit.
Joe? You think so?
Yeah. Why else would they bail this fucking Hollywood celebrity out and then have him fucking stay at their place?
But he supposedly attacked the gentleman that bailed him out. He attacked this couple that bailed him out. And the pictures that they were showing up of this dude just looks super crazy. Just like, and by the way, I don't know how this person identifies with, or, I don't know. I just don't know. So I'm not over here, trying to judge or anything like that. But you're out here looking crazy, my friend.
Yeah.
Not only that, why are you really karaoke in Hawaii? Attacking the locals? Privileged? It's some privileged shit. That's how I see it. You know what I mean? So
No,
a bunch of
100%.
privilege. So it
Yeah.
kind of turned me off on that guy. Like, ugh, look at this guy.
Yeah, I don't fuck with him.
I don't really fuck with
Yeah, I
DC
don't
like that, but I will say I
yeah.
do like I like the TV Flash way better than the Ezra Miller Justice League Flash.
Yeah, Grant Gustin is definitely charming as the Flash.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus, I
charming
don't like
dude.
how the movie Flash. I don't like how he runs. It's like what is this freaking bullshit running? Like,
I
What
haven't
was
seen
your
it, so you have to describe it to me,
I
or
can't describe
maybe
it. It's like the slow mo run, but like
is there a GIF? Put a GIF up. Because I have not watched this movie. See, I think that's the other problem with the Flash being the most cheer-worthy moment is I don't know how many people have watched it, but the fact that I think cheer-worthy moments are usually for people who or scenes where there's some emotional attachment, right? Like, was there any emotional buildup to the Flash finally going into the Speed Force. I haven't watched it.
Mm.
I would imagine that there wasn't any kind of buildup. Like,
Is it the scene where he saves Iris? Is that what they're talking about?
I believe so. I mean, he only doesn't have too many parts in that fucking movie, right? I mean, he does, but he doesn't. I guess I don't know. So I
like
guess
he's
that's
there, but he does he make any kind of like
yeah. Is there an impact in his role? I don't
yeah,
think so. And I think
yeah,
that was it. I think that's like, oh, we'll give you a really, here's your sugar moment. You know what I mean? This is
right.
it right here.
Like, I would say fucking what's her name? Laura Dern in The Last Jedi, when she fucking goes to warp light speed, is a more impactful moment, and that was her like sacrificing herself
Mm.
for the rest of the fleet, right? And it's like, holy shit, dude. Like, the only reason why I don't say it's a cheer worthy moment is because I was just so like stunned. I was stun locked when I saw that part. In that, like, that's a way more intriguing moment to me uh, than what this supposed cheer worthy moment is. Like, again, I have not watched it, but how impactful is it to people, to you guys who have watched it?
I'll tell you this, man. I enjoy. Um, I enjoyed Quicksilver in
In the
Days of
first
Future
section,
Past. No,
yeah,
Days of
yeah.
Future Past.
Oh yeah,
When
he
he's
wasn't in the first one. He was in the second one. Yeah, yeah,
when he's breaking out Magneto and them out of
yeah.
the Pentagon. Was it or where was he at? No, he wasn't in the Pentagon.
Whatever. Yeah,
Well, whatever jail that was at.
yeah. The
Um,
jail. Yeah.
I thought that was badass. How I forget what song it is now. Damn, it's a dope.
Uh, yeah, yeah. I think it's like
You
an
know what I'm
art.
talking about?
It's like a Garfunkel. It's like
Yeah,
a
Simon and Garfunkel song,
Simon and
right?
Garfunkel song, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so.
That was badass. So,
Like
uh,
Scarberry Road or something like.
there you go.
It's been a while. I don't remember
I
exactly
think
what it
that was
was.
more iconic than any of the Flash's runs like that I've seen. Fucking Justice again, Joff.
Okay.
I'm going to keep trying to watch Justice League to make sure that I like it. But I was gonna say shout out to Bestie here. Shout out to Liana. The other day I had my son dressed up as Aquaman, right? Mind you,
Okay.
the orange and green. How babies have onesies.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Liana put on Aquaman on the on the on the TV. I was like, "Why are you watching Aquaman?" She says, "I don't know. Damien's wearing his thing." I was like, "All right, cool." That was my first time, guys, watching Aquaman in its entirety,
Yeah.
and I got to give props, man, to Jason Momoa because this is the highest grossing DC movie, correct?
It's not Wonder
Aquaman
Woman.
just,
I thought it was
It
the
might be
first
I,
Wonder
Wonder.
Woman.
I think it beat Wonder Woman, dude.
It did.
It did,
Did
right?
it?
Yeah, it is the highest.
Yeah, so this is the highest grossing movie, and you know what? I actually enjoyed it. It wasn't that
That's what I've
bad.
heard. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's enjoyable. So
It's not bad. Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
was maybe the second or third time that I attempted to watch it, right? So even for Liana here, she was like, "Yeah, dude, this is I've tried." Right? Did you mention that you
Hey,
couldn't
Boba
get
Fett's
through it
his
also?
dad, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Boba Fett. Yes, we were talking about Tamora Johnson.
Yeah.
Morrison.
Tamora Morrison. I said Johnson. Like his original last name is Johnson.
Boba Fett's his dad.
It's not Dwayne Johnson's
Yeah, it's not.
dad.
It's not. But it also made me. No, I really enjoyed the movie, man, and I was like, I remember the first 20, 45 minutes, and I had to remember stuff. But I got to give him props, man. He completely sold that movie. Jason Momoa, shout out to him. He completely sold that movie on his own. Maybe off the merit of, like, I'm a fucking fine ass dude. Look at me, right? I'm the hot Hollywood dude. I'm the it thing right now.
Yeah,
But he
I'm
was
an
actually pretty
action
good.
star.
Yeah, I'm an
Yeah.
action star, but he was actually pretty fucking good. He was actually pretty fucking good. I didn't mind it at all. Although I have my own opinion about what's her name, Amber Heard.
Mhm.
I don't really fuck with that broad. You know what I mean? Because I happen to be Team Johnny. I happen to be one of those guys. I think you were on some fuck shit. Regarding how you handle it. But again, it didn't ruin my movie experience. But it also
Yeah.
made me think, guys, and this is why I bring this up. How the fuck is Aquaman the best fucking DC movie? This is insane. If you were to tell me 20 years ago, like, yo, Aquaman's gonna be the best fucking DC movie out of fucking the whole lot, out of
Out of
Justice
that
League, out
the
of
Snyder universe. Yeah.
yeah, out of Batman versus Superman. You guys know how much I was caping for Batman versus Superman when it was to be released. I was like, dude, this has to be. I honestly thought it was going to be one of the greatest comic book movies of all time, and it's nowhere near. I don't think it's on anybody's top 10 list, of greatest
No,
comic
not
book
at all.
movies of all time.
I think my top 10 comic book movies of all time are probably all Marvel movies.
I mean, maybe same here. I'm just saying, like, I would have never thought in a million years.
DC would not crack it. Yeah, DC movies would not crack it. Well, I'm
But-
sorry. The Snyderverse movies would not crack
Yeah,
it.
the Snyder.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight Returns.
The Batman prize in
Probably.
there.
Yeah,
I gotta
but-
watch it again, but the Batman's probably.
But the Snyderverse movies
No,
definitely
no Snyderverse.
does not crack a top 10 at all.
Yeah, it was a billion.
Like-
1.1 billion for Aquaman. 1.1 billion.
Hold on, guys. This is a crazy number. Liana just looked it up right now. Aquaman made $1.1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pre-pandemic, dog. People watch it.
That's pre-pandemic too.
Right, but it's also Aquaman. He is not
That's
like
what I'm saying. It's
he is not.
Wait,
of
how
the
much?
DC,
but-
of the
then
DC
again,
how many?
pantheon,
How
of the
many
DC
times did Joe
pantheon,
Boss fucking watch Aquaman? Like,
but then again, Liana did
It's
just say
like-
here it's because it's Jason
she
Momoa.
probably
No,
dropped
that's-
like
and that's
$100
fine.
in
Yeah.
that's
tickets.
fine. No, I get that it's Jason Momoa, but at the same time, you have Superman and Batman, two way more iconic characters.
Well, Liana
Like-
was like, all those ladies, well, including Liana, she said spank bank,
Yeah.
That's
Again,
probably what-
Yeah, no,
Like,
I get
Jocelyn,
it.
yeah.
I totally get it. But at the same time, it's still, dude. What is Aquaman's real name? Like,
Arthur.
Arthur
what? Arthur what?
Curry. Steph's
I'm just
cousin.
saying. No, I know
Steph's
you guys
dad.
know it. I know you guys know it.
Steph's
here's the thing.
uncle. So shit, my nephew played the NBA, dog. Like, what?
Hey, it makes sense. Splash Brothers, Splash Bro, Aquaman.
Oh,
bro.
hey,
That's
there
true.
you go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like
Splash
that.
Uncle.
Joe. Splash,
Splash
uncle.
But here, think about this. Before that movie came out, I can guarantee you, probably like 99% of the audience watching that movie had no idea what his real name is. But I can probably guarantee you that 99% of those same people know who's Clark Kent and know who's Bruce Wayne, right? Like of the people who are watching that movie, they probably know, what city Superman lives in. They probably know what city Batman lives in. What do you know about Aquaman? Probably nothing. You probably don't even know that his power is talking to animals and being really strong and swimming. Like, this it literally doesn't make any sense, right? There's you have messed up your IP if Superman and Batman are not your number one and number two.
I
That's
know.
what I'm saying.
That's
That's
you know.
crazy.
No, that's all I'm saying.
But then
That
again-
you've messed up.
What Liana was pointing out. Well, shit, that's Jason Momoa. So
Yeah, but Jason Momoa's in a lot of other movies as well
thirst
that
trap.
have not earned 1.1 billion
He's a
dollars.
thirst.
right?
He's a thirst trap, dude.
he's been in other movies where he's probably
Yeah, Conan.
sexier.
That Conan.
Yeah, I'm just saying he's probably been in other movies
Pretty much
in
shirtless
which
the whole time.
Wait,
yeah,
let
exactly.
Ninja get that bar off. Say that bar again. He's been in other movies where he's been what?
Where he's probably been way more downloadable into the spank bank.
No,
Depositable into
you
the spank
said
bank.
way he was
Way
probably
more sexy. Yeah,
way more
way more
sexy.
sexy.
I wanted you to use
Yeah.
that word.
Yeah,
Yeah, I got you.
in other movies than in Aquaman.
Hmm.
I mean, am I wrong? I haven't watched the entire oeuvre of Jason Momoa. I've not really
He doesn't
delved
really
into
have
the
I mean, he does have a catalog, but it's not.
right.
Yeah, it's not.
But
Super,
I haven't watched all of them. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that there's probably other movies besides Aquaman where he's way more attractive. But why? But that's
Of course,
But he's
Drago,
been in
dude. He was attractive as Drago because you've seen him
Right.
giving what's her name back shots.
Sure. So that's what I'm saying is like if he's the draw, then all of his movies should have been billion-dollar movies,
Hmm.
right? But it's not. So what I'm saying is that leads me to believe that you fucked up somewhere. Again, if your holy trinity of DC superheroes are not making as much money as Aquaman, the guy who talks to animals, you've messed up, right? Like I understand that in the comic book world, he's kind of a joke. He's kind of a meme, right? Because what does he do? He talks to animals. He swims underwater. He's really strong. Okay, cool. He the you know, he's kind of a joke, right? Kind of like how fucking like Moon Knight is kind of a joke in terms of like who's this guy?
He's a homeless
who are these
man's
dudes?
Namor, is what he is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're gonna look at all these different counterparts, between DC and and Marvel, yeah, exactly. So why did this movie make $1 billion? It doesn't make any sense to me. In terms of like what is DC doing to make Aquaman your highest grossing, it's kind of like if
That's
Marvel
crazy.
was like, yeah, it'd be kind of like if Marvel came out and was like, we're going to build this entire thing around Iron Man, and Ant-Man is your highest grossing movie of all time. It's like, wait, Ant-Man? The dude who goes really small and then sometimes goes really, really big, that guy made $1 billion? Get the fuck out of here. That makes no sense. That just tells me you fucked up. if something like that happens,
And
I mean, I'm not taking away from it, but if your iconic heroes are not your highest grossing money makers and your C-list superhero is, then you fucked up somewhere.
When Liana brought up, well, they just, they watched that movie specifically for Jason Momoa. I started kind of dissecting it in my head right now. I was like, okay, all these people watched it because it was for Jason Momoa, but I was just like, there has to be of course there's a small percentage of this sounds weird. There's a small percentage of Aquaman fans that were like, oh, dude, finally my guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Finally my guy. But yeah, it just boggles my mind. Like the worst.
Well, look, no,
right?
like
The worst hero,
like
right?
yeah, like I said, did Conan make the same amount of money?
No, it didn't.
Yeah, why didn't it make the same amount of money? Was he not naked enough in Conan? I don't get it.
He was probably
He shaved-
sexier in Conan
He
too.
shaved his beard in Conan.
Oh, he shaved his beard.
Is that why people didn't like him in Conan?
I got you. Okay.
My apologies.
Well,
So it's really
sometimes people look weird without their facial hair.
So it's not even Jason Momoa. Dude, Jason Momoa had no beard for the longest time.
Oh, that's true, huh? Maybe he just grew it for Aquaman, actually.
No, I mean he does a lot of like random like shows as well. Like he was in
Yeah.
this show where he was like a trapper in the 1800s. He was like
Is that
he was like
C?
a
Is that the
blind
one
man.
C?
No,
Uh,
that's a post-apocalyptic setting
oh,
where
okay,
he's
okay.
blind or something like that. Those are like TV shows and stuff. But I mean, he's been in a lot of movies where he still had a beard. Why did those
Mhm.
movies not make $1 billion? You know, it just means that Aquaman was actually a pretty good movie that people wanted to watch multiple times, whether or not it was Jason Momoa. I, I think it was just a solid movie. And bonus had Jason Momoa. Like even if you had Jason Momoa, you're not guaranteed $1 billion.
I will say this. So after those 3 or 4 attempts of trying to watch the movie, and then I finally got to watch it, I was actually like, "Hey, that was dope." Then again, I don't know if I could watch it again. It had no replay value for me. That's why,
Hmm.
for the life of me, Ninja and Joff, I can't understand why I keep trying to force myself to like fucking Justice League and all these other movies, because those are the characters I enjoy more. So I'll watch some of that stuff and uh,
Yeah.
like I maybe now I'm kind of appreciating, and I should have been. So Joff, my apologies. Okay, my apologies. You know how much I like Ben Affleck, also Joff. All right. I'm just saying I'll go back and watch some of that stuff, and I'll enjoy it. But then I have that. It's like it's hanging. Like, damn, why don't I like this shit as much as like other people enjoy? It's like, really, you guys? And then it starts. Then I start questioning my other nerdy friends and their takes on it. Like, really, you like that garbage ass fucking movie? You know what I'm saying? And I remember the funniest hot take that I've been saying was like, dude, fucking Justice League was better before they even fixed it. Like why was I the only one that enjoyed that before they gave us the Snyder cut? I was like, I remember putting on somebody's forum. I was like, dude, the Snyder cut made that movie worse for me. Like it's unwatchable. I can't do it. So again, I try to attempt many times, but when I was bringing up Ben Affleck and all that stuff, it's like, dude, I want to like that stuff.
Yeah.
Even with the Superman, it's like I want to like that stuff.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
went in with the highest hopes, with honestly
yeah,
actively
yeah,
wanting to like it. Like
yeah,
when Man of Steel came out, I wanted to like it so much.
yeah.
And I was ready to like give defense of it. And then I walked out of there going, wow, that was not really good to me. So
It's tough,
yeah,
man.
for me it's disappointing. For me it's disappointing. I know you like Man of Steel, but I the DC movies just really disappointed me. For you know, it sucks.
Guys, this is The Hub, episode 140. Thank you guys for joining us. We gave you guys over 2 hours of content. So, again, please follow us on Kumu, Ron Sara, Ninja Iceberg, Jossimus. Shout out to the folks that can't be here, Jay Jericho, SM Rumor. Thank you guys for watching us. If you happen to be watching us on Twitch, if you guys happen to be watching us on Facebook or YouTube or Kumu. We really, really appreciate that you guys are watching. And I know people are watching because I can see the counter. One more thing before we get up out of here, since we're on a nerdy thing, it was announced today Bill Skarsgård, who plays Pennywise in the new It movies, he's actually been announced as the lead in the reboot of The Crow. The Crow is one of my favorite. I always say if it's not if we're not talking about Marvel movies and all that stuff, I do put The Crow up there, and that's just me personally. A lot of people don't really like it, that movie, but I love that movie. So originally, Jason Momoa was originally supposed to be casted as the new Eric Draven.
Well, a lot of people were supposed to be cast as.
A lot of people. I believe Tom Hiddleston also was kind of in the running
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah.
But I
Alexander
believe,
Skarsgård was in the running as well. Because because it was in the making for like 14 years.
Mhm.
So a lot of people, a lot
But
of people.
it was announced today that Rupert Sanders will be directing the pick with. This is weird. Rupert Sanders will be directing the pick with Grammy-nominated singer-songwriter FKA Twigs. The revenge thriller is written by Academy Award nominated Zach Balin, and it is based on the original graphic novel of The Crow. So hopefully we'll get a true to life version of The Crow. Any thoughts on this, guys?
Sure.
Should have been Jason Statham.
You said Jason Statham as a crow.
Yeah,
No,
We gotta
he's not,
dislike
he is
the
not.
show.
He is not emo enough,
Dir-
dude.
directed
There's
by Michael Bay.
No. Because you're going for gothic, you're going for emo. Neither one of those are that.
Joff,
Neither one of those are that at all.
Joff, just hella off topic. I was in a stream the other night, and someone mentioned your boy Jason Statham, and they were like, "Yeah." Although this was kind of off, I don't know. You would have loved this take, but the guy was like, "Dude, you know who should be the fucking new James Bond? Jason Statham. He should be the new fucking James Bond." And I was like, But I was like, I know somebody who would. I was like, I know somebody who would like who would like
He
that.
should have been, dog. I finally saw Wrath of Man. He was badass. I mean, he was Jason Statham, so it's a
Wait,
Jason
what-
Statham movie.
What is Wrath of Man?
It
The
was
one where his kid gets killed.
yeah,
The
Oh,
one-
okay.
and it's the
Guy
armored
Ritchie
truck
movie. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the Guy Ritchie movie.
Yeah.
Is that brand new?
Yeah, like last year.
It came
Something
out
like
at the
that?
same time
Okay,
as
gotcha.
Black Widow,
Yeah, it's
Okay,
pretty
gotcha.
recent.
but it's finally on Epic or whatever, Epics, something like that.
Okay.
Mm.
But
It wasn't bad. I
But,
mean, I'm biased, so
Yeah, it's true.
Jason Statham is a crow. Maybe one of the villains, but I mean, as actual as
So-
Eric Draven.
So if they're gonna follow the original comic book, the original 1989
89. Mhm.
graphic novel or some, I don't know what year. I don't know what year it was, but if they're gonna follow that, I mean, the original Crow movie was pretty much that already. Like, why do we need a reboot of this? Like, seriously, I guess it is one of those who asked for this, who's this for, why is this, because the original movie with Brandon Lee was, honestly, it is one of my favorites as well, right? Like,
Thank you,
I
John.
was a
Thank you,
huge-
Ninja. Thank you.
huge Brandon Lee fan, and
Yeah.
he was definitely gonna, be one of those guys where it's like, holy shit, dude, this
Oh, by the
dude
way,
is-
it was his death anniversary, I think, yesterday. It's been 30 years, almost 29, 30
Has it been?
years since
Jesus.
since we lost
good
Brandon Lee.
Lord.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ninja.
But yeah, he was one of those kind of guys where he was one of those actors, especially back in those times, where it's like, oh, dude, he's Asian. Yeah, he's half Asian, but he's still
Mhm.
Asian, and it's definitely one of those like, and he's Bruce Lee's kid.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, what's he gonna do? How's he gonna shake up Hollywood? And then it's like, oh, that's how he shook up Hollywood, by helping them have safer sets because he died. Great.
That's his legacy, right? That's his
Yeah.
legacy. Like after he after he had passed away, the movie industry really put in regulations of how to handle prop guns and stuff like that. So when the whole Alec
The Alec
Baldwin
Baldwin thing happened.
thing,
Yeah,
a lot of people kind of
Surprising,
brought
very
up.
surprising. Yeah.
A lot of people brought up Brandon Lee. I was gonna say Ninja. What you said right now, it warmed my heart. You're like, dude, I love that movie. I love The Crow. I love Brandon Lee. The same way Joff feels about Jason Statham or whatever is how I feel about Brandon Lee. I was like,
Yeah.
he's a good-looking guy. He
Yeah.
looks photogenic and great on screen. He was
Mhm.
almost like like a Johnny Depp for me. Johnny Depp's one of
Sure.
my longtime heroes. Uh, the same way guys would look at a James Dean.
Yeah.
I would look at Brandon Lee in that way. Although he only had maybe one or two good movies, right? I mean,
Yeah, I
Showdown
think it
was
was
that
only
Showdown
in
in
one.
Little Tokyo.
Yeah, which is not really that good,
It's
actually.
not that good, but it's good bad. It's good bad.
Yeah.
It's
Him and
good
Dolph
bad.
Lundgren. Yeah.
Yes, it's good bad. And you
I will also
supposedly get
say
a nude scene with Tia Carrere in there, but I don't know if that
I
was
do.
her body.
I do remember seeing that as a kid. I don't remember if it was her or if it was a cutaway, but whatever.
He could have been
The movie itself was not very good.
Huh?
I think he could have
Um,
been a Jason Momoa in his time if he were still alive.
Oh, that's a pretty good take. Liana's take was that she said that maybe Brandon Lee could have been a Jason Momoa for his time.
yeah, no, for sure, definitely.
Right?
Someone
Great
that's
take.
yeah. I will also say the next best Crow was Mark Dacascos. Uh,
Oh no! In that horrible, that was a TV series, right? Of The
yeah,
Crow.
the TV show. Yeah, the TV show. The
You
TV
remember
show
that,
is
Bestie?
terrible. The TV show is terrible. Mark
Did you ever
Dacascos
see The
is awesome.
Crow, the TV series? It's Mark Dacascos. And by the way, the worst crow ever was Edward Furlong, right?
I didn't even watch that.
Dude, it was fucking Edward Furlong as the Crow, dude.
Dude,
What the
I didn't
fuck?
watch. I didn't watch the Crow
no, I
after the
didn't.
first one. The second,
Yeah,
and
after the
third,
first
and
one,
fourth.
I didn't watch any.
Because I think there's 4 movies. I
Yeah,
did
there's
not watch
4 of them.
any of those.
I did watch
didn't
the
any
second
of
one,
those.
and I didn't like it. Although maybe the person that I was with at the time, they really loved it. I was like, really? I don't fucking like this movie. You know what I'm saying? And they were caping for that movie.
What was it, like City of Angels or something?
Yeah, City of
Is that
Angels.
what it
Yeah,
was called?
Who was
Was
the
that
Yeah.
pro
second
then?
one? I don't.
it was a French dude. It was like a French guy. He aesthetically looked okay, but I think what it is it was a continuation. It was a continuation, and the whole story about the crow was
Oh, it was like Shelley growing up, right? It was
It
like
was
an
Shelley
older
growing up.
Shelley?
yeah, it was an older
yeah.
Shelley. That's the only reason why I watched it, because I was like, well, how the fuck? Why would they bring back Eric Draven?
Why would he come back for this? Yeah.
Because in the comic books, when they've continued it, the crow will go to different people.
Different people.
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, different people
He's a
to hey,
spirit. Yeah.
they're wronged, so we want to make your wrongs right. But I think the impact of Brandon Lee was just so big, and the Eric Draven character is just so iconic and loved.
Yeah, it's tied. It's basically tied to Brandon Lee at this point. Yeah.
Yeah. So I will say, if they happen to go about it again, I know the graphic novel like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
I know that when James O'Barr was writing The Crow and all that stuff, he would put little inserts in, like the not thought bubbles, Joff, but what are they when it's in the blocks? Whatever it is, right?
The internal
Poetry
monologue.
stuff.
Internal stuff, right?
Oh,
And
the internal
the
stuff.
one-
Okay.
The one thing I liked about that was it was nothing but, remember, this is James O'Barr. His wife just died, which inspired The Crow, and he's
Angry at the world.
angry at the world. So the music that he was putting in the comic book form, he was playing The Cure, playing Joy Division, playing all this stuff.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I would love to see
Early
that
80s. Early
early-
80s. Yeah.
Wouldn't this be badass? if
Goth
they put-
emo. Yeah.
Dude, if they did a goth emo 80s Crow, complete with, I believe Eric Draven had a Barracuda.
Yeah.
That was his car in the film, and
car.
it also
Yeah.
it also had the cowboy, right? The skeleton cowboy, which was supposed to originally be in the original movie, but they cut it out. Because it was
Yeah.
it was it wasn't only the crow, but the skeleton cowboy was
The one
in-
that talks to him, right?
that talks to him
There's one-
and leads him to what he has to
Yeah.
do, right? Guides him along his path. So I think that's the only way you can top the Brandon Lee movie, is if they were to play it. I mean, fuck, man. do what Wonder Woman 1984 couldn't fucking do. They gave us nothing in 1984 in that fucking movie. You know what I mean? I'm over here
Ryan
waiting to
Gosling
hear
should play the Crow too.
Ryan Gosling.
Man, if I was a producer, I would like have a team up movie.
You know who I would cast Ryan Gosling as, Joff? I'd cast him as
Wolverine?
No. I think you'll like this pick. I would cast him as Booster Gold.
I could see that, like if he plays it like his character in Nice Guys.
Oh, with
Did you see Sharon
what's her
Stone
name?
is going to be in Booster Gold?
Who?
Sharon Stone's going to be in the Booster Gold movie.
Yeah. Booster Gold or something else. No, not Booster Gold. Blue Beetle.
Oh, not Booster Gold, Blue Beetle. Sorry, my bad. There is no Booster Gold movie.
I was about
yeah.
to say, is there a Booster Gold movie coming?
No,
Wait,
no,
Because
hold on. There's a Blue
I don't know.
Beetle movie coming out?
Yeah. There's a Blue Beetle movie. Yeah,
Who is casted?
but it's going to be
It's
it's
the
going to be
dude
the
from
second
Karate
Blue
Kid.
Beetle. Yeah, it's the second Blue Beetle.
It's
I think,
Miguel from
right?
Karate Kid.
Yeah, it's not
For
it's not the
real?
first one. It's the second
Yeah.
one. Yeah,
It's Miguel from Karate
shit.
Kid.
yeah, because they're going with the Hispanic
Yeah.
Blue Beetle, I believe.
Jaime.
Damn,
Miguel.
I'm such
And-
an old
and-
guy. I'm such an old guy.
Yeah,
I
and-
love all my guys from like the 90s. So damn, I was hoping to get a Blue Beetle Booster Gold,
Yeah,
grown up
yeah.
and okay. Well,
But
I'm
I
okay
think
with
Ted
that.
Cord
I'm
is
okay
going to be there because she's Sharon Stone playing
She's related
the wife.
to
Yeah,
Ted
or
Cord.
yeah.
Is it the wife? I thought
I
it was
don't
like
know,
the
but-
sister or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
If she's
but
the bad guy or something.
No, she's related to Cord. Her name's
Yeah.
something Cord, whatever.
Something Cord. Yeah, it's like Abby Cord or Virginia Cord or some shit like that. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was.
Karen Cord. I don't know.
Yeah, for
Did you say Karen?
yeah, I thought she was going to be a villain
Oh,
or
man.
something like that. Well, but they haven't really said what she was going to be doing exactly. Just related to Ted Cord, the original Blue Beetle, I guess.
Crazy.
Yeah, I think I keep wanting a Booster Gold movie. I think that's why it's always on my brain.
They would definitely be. Man, if they gave us a Justice League movie like how the Justice League books were written from back in the day, and I'm talking about the Keith Geffen runs with what's his name. I know a lot of people either like those books or they don't, but I just really love those. I love the way Batman was portrayed. I love the way, that iconic moment, right, of Guy Gardner getting punched by Batman. You know what I mean? Like those were just my favorite Justice League books. And
Yeah,
I would love to see that stuff.
yeah. I think I've said it before, but I feel like Grant Morrison, for all the good that he's done to Justice League, I think he basically fucked up Batman forever. Because of his Justice League run. Because that's the run where basically Batman becomes OP and can beat everyone.
Is that like Tower of Babel? Is that like during those times?
What is that run called? I don't remember what the arc was called, but it's the one where the entire Justice League gets taken out, and he's the only one that doesn't get taken out by the aliens that invade Earth, and he basically saves the rest of the Justice League. Because all the aliens are like, oh, he's just a human. We don't give a shit about him. But because he's Batman, he goes and takes out the rest of the aliens that invade Earth. And because of that run, I truly believe that's where the arc of Batman kind of turns. Where before he used to be, he used to be Batman,
Bat God.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's really what happened. Yeah,
Yeah,
Joffrey's
that
right. Because he used to be more down to earth, more
Yeah.
human. I mean, peak physical condition, but it's always described as peak human physical condition and strength and agility and all that, right? So on a scale of 1 to 5, he's at a 5. But Batman after Grant Morrison's like at a 7. Like he
That's
he
crazy.
moves beyond. Like he moves beyond, and that's why right now there's a lot of people will argue like Batman can beat Superman. Look at what happens in Dark Knight Returns. He beats him, and it's like, dude, he beat him after planning all these little things, and then
Yeah.
having a
Hmm.
broken Green Arrow shoot kryptonite at him. You know, he has to prepare a shit ton to even come close to having a chance against Superman. But people are legitimately going,
It's Bill
Batman can
Belichick.
beat Superman, and I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Go
That's
ahead, Jeff. I
insane.
didn't hear that.
And I think
Say that
Batman
again.
is Bill Belichick. Give him enough time, he can beat anybody. You game plan, fucking, game plan shit.
which is true. But you can't go. But Bill Belichick can literally beat, Jerry Rice. Like he can't literally beat him. He has to prepare to beat him.
Yeah,
But if they were to go 1-on-1, Jerry Rice will beat him 10 times out of 10.
All day, every day.
Batman
Yeah,
needs
exactly.
prep time.
Yeah. I mean, it's
That's a superpower.
Prep time.
He needs prep time. Yeah,
Prep time.
that's Batman.
So I really feel Grant Morrison's Justice League, while an amazing story, totally does a disservice to Batman by making him OP. That is my hot take.
Well, there you go, guys. We should actually end the show.
Yeah,
I mean, we don't have to, but we'll. Any. I was gonna say any final words, anything else that you just wanted to touch real quick before we get up out of here. I don't know if you guys had any recos or anything like that.
Yeah, I have
I
records.
wanted. I missed the show. I thought I could go. I thought I could make it to San Francisco yesterday, but how was it? I missed it.
Oh wow, Liana, did you hear that? Joff said he actually wanted to come and
But
watch
I didn't
your
know what
guys'
time. It's
taping
like because
yesterday.
y'all
And
said it was 3 to 6 or whatever, but I didn't know exactly.
oh, and he was like, oh, it was from. He was like, yeah, he knew that it was from 3 to 6, but he didn't. He's like, in your own words. I mean, I'll relay it to the folks. How was your shooting yesterday?
It was cool. I had a lot of fun.
She's saying it's cool. She had a lot of fun. To be honest with you, Joff, there were some parts in there that I think you might have appreciated. How did Fatima start talking about what she wanted to be? Was
We
that
were talking about like what was our biggest dream. She says, "Oh no, they were talking about like things that we were told not to do because we were a girl."
thing? What were your biggest dreams? And Fatima
What,
said,
three
"Hey,
dudes at once? What? I don't know.
Joff is great." Joff said, "Hold on, I got distracted now because Joff just said a crazy comment right now." Because we just said, "Oh, girls, things that girls shouldn't do," and he's like, "What? Like 3 dudes at once, or?" No, but look at Ninja's face too. It's just killing me right now.
I don't think
Ninja's like
guys-
this,
I
like,
don't think guys should do that either.
yeah. Well, no, well, just to move it along.
Ain't
Like,
no
look at
harm in
Ninja's
trying,
face.
though. How do you
And
know you
Joff's over
can't
here
do it?
saying, "No harm in trying." Shut up, Joff. All right, so
Aim
Ninja.
high, bro.
Look at Ninja's face. No, but the one thing that they talked about was, "Hey, Chris, how are you? Chris the British, how are you?" The one thing that a question came up was, what was one thing that your parents didn't want you to do because it wasn't ladylike, right? Is that
Yeah.
a good way to paraphrase it? And Fatima said that she always wanted to be a WWE wrestler. And I was like, what? Like that came out of nowhere. And she talked about growing up, watching Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, all that stuff. I actually had a conversation with Fatima a couple of weeks ago where she's like, oh, yeah, did you know that I went to see Eddie Guerrero win the championship? And I was like, girl, I was there when he beat Brock Lesnar. So we kind of had this whole like, oh, man, you really are a fan. And she was telling me, she's like, yeah, my husband, shout out to her husband, Jeremy, but he's a nerd like us. He loves Star Wars. I mean, they had fucking. I know Joff has beef with the 501st, right? But they
Do
showed
I?
up to.
What? I can't remember what my beef was with.
Dude, you had a beef with the 501st Legion. Remember? You had a beef with them. We've talked about it on the hub before. But
I can't
they
remember. What my
they
beef
showed
was.
up to her
Yeah,
wedding.
I do remember something
Do you remember
along
that,
those lines. I don't
Ninja?
remember
You
what it
remember
was,
that?
though. I do
Where you're like,
remember
oh, dude,
something
fuck
like
those
that.
guys. I have a fucking beef with those guys, dude.
Yeah,
I think it
don't
might have been
remember
something
why,
that
though.
happened at a con,
I can't.
Joff.
I can't remember. I can't remember what.
But yeah, I mean, they're nerds just like us. Shout out to Fatima, shout out to her husband Jeremy. But she talked about wanting to be a wrestler, but they were like, no, you can't be a wrestler. That's not ladylike and stuff. So there was some funny moments, Joff, that you're used to hearing on the Kumari hood. I believe they were nicknaming their vaginas. Like what would your vagina's name be? And
I like how you shake your head. I like how you shake your head, John.
I know how Joff, you're like
The Bat Cave.
He said the Bat Cave. I don't know why. Hey yo, if a female is nicknaming her shit the Bat Cave, I'm probably not speaking to her, dog. No, but Liana had talked about
Dragon Slayer.
The Dragon Slayer. No, that's crazy. Right? But Liana had talked about she would name, and she said this before, either on the Best Friend show or even probably on the Hub too, when she was guest hosting on the Hub. But she said that she would name her. Oh damn it! We got Joffrey just frozen and a smile here. You know what I mean? So we can't even see.
Hey, hold on, dude. I'll fix my camera.
You can't even see his reaction.
Dog.
Yeah, you can't even see
Hold
your
on,
reaction
fix
right
my
now.
camera.
But Liana had mentioned that she's nicknamed her, Vajayjay Bolo Young. You know what I mean? You like that, Ninja? Because you know how Bolo would flex his pecs and stuff, right?
Because he screams. Because he screams at
he
people.
Screams. Yeah, and you know how he has that look. This is my Bolo Young impression right here. Like, when he does this, when he's looking at the. Remember this, Joff? When he's in the Kumite, and he's like,
in Bloodsport.
Yeah, dude, it's so awesome, right? But I could have sworn Fatima said, I don't know, Bob. Did she say her?
Yeah.
She said her vagina's name was Bob. You know what I mean? So they got pretty spicy. And shout out to
What does
Liana.
Bob stand for?
What does Bob stand for? I don't
know.
Probably initial.
Bring your own buto or something, or I don't know. Or, no, you can't. Hold on. I had an extra letter. What the fuck? Hold on, man. Yeah, we're fucking losing it. I was gonna say,
boy on bottom. I'm gonna say boy on bottom.
Boy on bottom. There you go. Shout out first of all to Liana. Shout out to Fatima.
Did everybody have a nickname for their?
Did everybody have a nickname
for their bat cave? For their bat cave.
For their bat cave. You're crazy, guys. Why are you referring it to it as a bat cave?
That's a good euphemism.
It's a good euphemism.
It's a good euphemism. I'm just saying.
Do you
Lonnie's, because Leilani means heavenly flower, so she was like, well, I mean, my name's already Heavenly Flower, so it's just, I guess.
Oh, Leilani Jr. is what they were calling it. I forget what Allison had said.
Junior?
Yeah.
Hers is Hunter.
That's hard.
Hers is Hunter.
Oh, and no, I'm sorry. Allison Joy named hers Hunter.
Hunter?
Yeah, Hunter. Joffrey's a hunter. His reaction right now is Hunter.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
I'm offended.
No, I'm trying to figure out why.
Trying to figure out why. Come on.
Because it's a predator? Because it's a predator, apparently?
It's not a predator, Ninja. All the
Maybe Dyson,
predators.
Dyson or something. I don't know.
Dyson. That's a weird name to name your pets.
But it's a vacuum, so it's probably the mouth. Shit.
Fuck. Oh my god, what's up, Lester? How are you? I don't know if Lester's still here, but shout out to you, man. Shout out to Lemuel Chavez. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. At least I got one follow tonight. You know what I mean? So, hey, this is a Hub 408. Thank you guys for
Hey, what
joining
do they
us.
call the? Is it the Rift for Pacific Rim, where fucking there's a gash?
The rift.
There's a gash on the fucking ocean floor and shit, where fucking shit comes out.
Joff just said right
the
now.
the kaijus come out. The Rift.
Joff just said right now, the rift from the bottom of the ocean floor. He said there's a gash at the bottom of the ocean floor. What do they call it?
In Pacific Rim. In Pacific Rim.
In Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim job, right?
Yeah. Oh, I guess you could call it the Marianas Trench. You call it
Marianas Trench, yes.
Yeah,
Of
you call it the
the
Marianas
famous
Trench.
Marianas Trench, which
Yeah.
has been rumored to Marianas Trench. I found out
Arby's. I don't know.
Arby's. He said
Ew.
They do have the meat. They do have the
they
meat.
do have they have the meats.
Serve roast beef there, dog.
But I was going to say Marianas Trench is rumored to be holding the famous Yamashita gold.
Dude, that Yamashita gold is everywhere. I thought that was in the fucking jungle somewhere. Now it's in the trench. God damn it.
Well, from what I heard from my uncles and I think even my ex, shout out to Dre's baby mama, but she told me, she was all, yeah, dude. She's all, it's been rumored that the Marcos family hid the Yamashita gold in the Marianas Trench and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I heard that from my uncle.
Dude, there's
too,
no
so.
way that they're not gonna. Just
How
fucking
would they ever get it back?
Yeah, how would they ever get it back, right? It's like,
Because I don't even think that we have anything on Earth right now that can go down there in those depths. I don't think it's possible at the moment.
shit, Jason Momoa can go down there, hook it
I
up.
mean, he really can't. He
fucking
really
A.
can't.
You don't think Jason Momoa?
He literally cannot. He literally cannot.
Oh my god. Yo, shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Jen Maldita. Shout out to Nakakapapapapapapapapag is in the house. Not original with your name, by the way. I've seen so many people with that name, and you're number 51 out of those dudes. So shout out to you. Welcome to Kumu.
Now I'm fucking stuck fucking trying to think of fucking names, dog. It's fucking-
Joffrey said now he's stuck
Of
trying to think
of
of
Bat
names
Caves? For the
Yeah.
Bat Cave.
for
Yeah.
different names for the lady's secret spot. I've always remember
The
when
humidor. The humidor.
remember when Ice Cube said
Because you put your cigar in there.
you said the humidor. I always got kind of grossed out whenever Ice Cube referred to it as the nappy dugout. Remember that back in the day? He was like the nappy dugout, and I was like, "Ugh, Cube, little decorum, sir." You know what I'm saying? Like, ugh. You know what I mean? Any more, Joff? Do you want to get this out of your system before we get up out of here? But Joff, what did you tell? But what did you tell me last week, or what did you tell me the last episode?
What?
You're like, oh, I don't even think I told Dusty this. I don't even think I told Liana this.
Oh, the logo. I figured out what they're trying to say with the logo.
Joff said, "Oh, he goes, Ron. I figured out what the ladies are trying to say with the Dream Big logo, right? And I told you about what Joff was like. Remember how he had that interaction about, oh, you need help on the logo or whatever, and then all of a sudden, Joff kind of switched stances. He changed his direction on that, and he goes, "Oh, I think I kind of know where you're going with the logo. That's why didn't you say something about, oh, I'm just going to stay out of Kumare Hood business, right? Did you kind of said something about
Yeah,
that,
it's none
right?
of my business.
Yes, none of my
That's what
business.
they're
I'm gonna
trying to
stay out of
do.
Kumare Hood business. So what Joff was saying that the logo looks like it's chopped off at the top. So he's like, oh no, oh, I have nothing. He's like, I won't say anything anymore. You know what I mean?
No,
He's like,
they're trying to take the head off the patriarchy. That's what they're trying to do.
yeah, trying to take the head off the patriarchy. So I will say this. So shout out to Liana, shout out to Fatima, Allison, and Leilani. I thought they did an amazing job yesterday. Um, it brought me back, it brought me back to movie making magic. Like you get to stand behind the camera, see how they're positioned and all that stuff. You get to see how much time they have, their blocking and all that stuff. So
Is this
for me,
gonna
it
be a
was
weekly thing?
hopefully, Joff. Hopefully. So I really hope we get to see the ladies on screen because again they brought it. They did not hold back. There was cussing. There was talking about vajayjays, talking about stuff like that. So I'm super excited for the ladies. I thought they did a really really great job. I know that Fatima and Liana has been working super hard, making this project happen. Shout out to Broadway Studios for allowing the ladies to do their thing, and yeah, I was super excited. So, hopefully the girls can kick down doors and take names with their content because they really came with it last night. So yeah. Um, any other thing, guys? I mean, we're fuck. I don't want to reach 3 hours here, guys. Like,
Yeah.
we're already at 2 hours and 40 minutes. So,
Oh shit!
I'm about
Really?
due. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Let's get on up out of here. I will
thank you,
say
guys. Yeah, go ahead, Ninja.
I'm gonna recommend Demon Slayer. I just started watching that, or actually didn't just start watching that. I'm like almost done with it, but it's an
That's on
anime.
Netflix, right?
It is
That's on Netflix.
well, the first season's on Netflix. The
Gotcha.
second season is not. You have to go to like Crunchyroll or Hulu or some shit like that to watch the rest
I
of it.
think it's on
Yeah,
Hulu.
it's on Hulu.
Mm,
I'm
Yeah.
watching the rest of it on Hulu, but I I'm I avoided this one for a while because I thought it was going to be super grim dark, but it's
Yeah,
actually
I saw the
not.
first couple of episodes.
It's kind of like Rurouni Kenshin. It's got a lot of goofiness to it, but it is gory. There is gruesomeness in it, but it is silly and fun in a lot of spots.
Yeah,
So
the animation is good.
and the
The
animation's
action,
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
action.
great action. The storyline is your standard shonen anime, but it is really good. A lot of people are saying it's really good, and I actually just started watching it, and it's I do recommend it. It is good. It's a solid anime so far. So, Demon Slayer, check that one out. I'll recommend that.
all right, there you go. You got a quick reco, Joff?
Let's see, it's a podcast. It's the Icons Club. It's not the history of the NBA per se, but it's like it's kind of like they're talking about this exclusive club of legends, where Dr. J, Michael Jordan, like
Mm,
how they could, like how they pass on, like they pay it forward because
Mm.
like Bill pays it forward to Dr. J, and then Dr. J fucking pays it forward to Michael and Kobe, and the Dream Team and all that stuff. So it's pretty interesting, like how they fucking Isaiah should be in the club, but nobody likes him, so that's what he's excluded. So
mm.
so yeah,
And
that's
and
why
what was
he's
the name of the podcast?
it's on the Ringer feed. I think the Book of Basketball. It's called Icons Club, the Icons
Okay,
Club.
gotcha. All right. Are you a whole bunch of episodes into it too?
I think there's only 3 or 4 episodes. There's the let's see if I could remember. There's the first episode's Bill and Wilt, and the
Mm,
second one is Dr. J. Third one is Larry and Magic. I think fourth one is Jordan, and the fifth one is the Dream Team. So, and it goes on till I think till the current guys like Steph, LeBron, and all those guys. So yeah.
Awesome. I was gonna say, since you brought up basketball, I know that there's just one broadcast. I don't know which game it is. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they got one game that's coming up where they will be using all of the old basketball stuff from back in the day and catching it up until now. So, for example, the first quarter of whatever, let's say it's Golden State versus whoever, right? The first quarter is going to be in black and white.
Oh,
They will be using the whole worldwide of sports, the music, the themes, and all that stuff.
The ABC stuff.
Yeah. So then when
Oh
it goes in,
shit!
when it goes into the 70s, it'll look like a 70s presentation.
oh
It'll
shit,
look like
that's
the
tight.
80s presentation where they're going to use all the old music and old graphics from back then, but it's a current game. I just don't know which game it's going to be.
Will
I
they
gotta
have
look it up.
costume changes too? Because that would be sick if they changed jerseys to match like the era,
Oh
like
yeah,
era
short
appropriate
shorts.
jerseys. Yeah. No, but also the logo changing. That would be cool. Like if you had like a 1960s version of the Warriors and then the 1970s version of the Warriors, like
Well, I
logo
believe
throughout time. That would be sick if
I
they
don't
did
know.
costume changes in between quarters.
I don't know if it's a game that's happening this weekend or it's an upcoming game, but when I read it, I just thought, oh, that's kind of badass. I think it's on ABC. If it's worldwide of sports, that's ABC,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
ABC. Yeah.
Because then I automatically I was like, oh, dude, I want to hear the
Howard
great.
Cosell.
No, well, because yeah, it's ABC, but then I thought it was all networks, or for some reason I was like, oh, does that mean I get to hear the NBA on NBC, the great John Tesh
Uh,
song? But no, it's ABC though. It's ABC.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we probably won't get that. Because those
Probably
graphics
not.
from back in the day, you would just love seeing that stuff. But I just thought it was such a cool thing for the NBA to do. I can't wait to. But the thing is, who's playing? I don't know what game it is. I just read about it today. I just thought it was really cool.
I'm just gonna say that NBA theme is now forever ruined for me after watching John Tesh play it live.
He dribbled the basketball.
Yeah. Where he's the John Tesh live at Red Rock or something like that.
Yeah,
After
yeah.
watching that performance, I was like, oh, this song is completely ruined for me. Any cool factor that used to have is kind of not there anymore.
I'll watch it again.
Well, now I want to watch it,
No,
Ninja, because I don't think I've ever seen that performance before.
Really? Because it starts with the answering machine, where he calls himself and
Yeah,
leaves a
because
message.
he has an idea. Yeah, he
Yeah,
has an idea.
Oh,
So it
that
starts
sounds
with
so
him telling the
cringeworthy.
story. Oh, dude, it is insanely cringe.
I
Yeah.
got the
Was
chills
it-
right now.
Cringy.
Wasn't
I
he
did
air
that.
dribbling at first, and then somebody passed him the ball?
I thought he was dribbling an air, I thought he was dribbling like an invisible ball kind of thing. Like I don't even think he had a real ball.
Yeah, at first,
Oh.
and then somebody passed him an
Oh,
actual
dude, it's
ball.
been a while since I watched that. I might have to watch it again. But yeah, it starts off with him calling his house and leaving a message on the answering machine of the basic theme. And then it
like
goes
the
into
melody or
the melody. Yeah, he's like,
Oh,
oh, it would be cool if it was like, oh, it's so bad. Forever ruined.
damn! Do I want to do that to myself? Is what I'm debating
Yes.
right now. Shout out to Soul Brothers. Shout out to Chicharron. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me.
Ron, I know this is like a Hub classic.
Yes. Oh.
It was the 30th, I think it was 30th or 20th anniversary last March 28th of the most disrespectful dunk. You know what I'm talking about?
The Vince Carter dunk?
No, it's the
Chris
Shaq
Dudley?
Dudley dunk. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. That is a good one. But honestly, the Vince Carter hopping over a dude is pretty bad.
That's
But
a
it
great
wasn't-
one though too.
Yeah,
But
it
it's
wasn't
not as funny.
Like the aftermath, like
Yes, I agree.
Okay, the aftermath. Okay.
That is a hub
The whole
classic.
thing.
That is a hub classic.
The dude just took it, right? And the funny thing is that kid. I think.
Why'd you bring that up? It's the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook the other day. It's like, oh, March 28th. This is the 30th anniversary of Chris Dudley. Like, oh shit, really? Fuck.
Wait, well, how do you have that in your memories? How does
That's pretty
Facebook?
sick.
That's
No,
wild.
I saw it on Facebook. It was on my feed. I was like, what? All right.
Yeah,
Oh,
how's
shit.
that on your feed? That's weird, dude.
I
That's
don't
weird.
know.
Facebook is listening, bro. Facebook
I know
is
because
listening.
they keep giving me FIBA, like fucking international basketball, NBA, Kobe shit. I'm like, what the fuck is this? So
Interesting. Yo, shout out to Shaq. Shout out to Chris Dudley for that is a Hub 408 classic. Sometimes we should do an episode where we think about
fucking
all the
30
greatest
years,
fits.
bro. Fucked up.
We're old, man.
Dang.
We're fucking old, dude.
So Shaq was what 20? No, hold on. How old is Shaq, man? Is he in his 50s already? Man, I can't even do the math.
If it's 30 years,
No, I
that's
think
like
it's 20, maybe 20 or
Yeah, he was like
25.
20, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
19
20.
or 20.
25. Not 30. 20 or 25.
Because if it's 30, that's like his rookie year or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. 20 or 30. Yeah. 20
Crazy.
or 20 something. But yeah, it's the anniversary.
Well, I will watch the John Test stuff, and I'll watch that.
Yeah, I'll watch
just
the
to-
John Tesh stuff.
And I'll watch the Chris Dudley one just because that's a Hub classic. I was gonna say maybe we should do an episode about our great Hub classics and bits and that we've constantly talk about over the years. I mean, fucking, it's so random. Sometimes things that we didn't think would become a Hub classic or a bit or whatever, it becomes one. Like even today, I was just like, wow, Laura Dern got mentioned twice today. You know what I mean? So that's fucking pretty crazy. So again, if you happen to be watching us on Twitch, if you happen to be watching us on Facebook, YouTube, we appreciate you guys. We've had a steady amount of people actually watching. And shout out to Kumu also. They ain't watching us on Kumu, but shout out to them. You know what I mean? Because I will never shit on that app. You know what I mean? This app gave me everything that I have right now, and I love it. That's why I continue to stream on here. And shout out to all the other platforms. You know what I mean? That carry us here too. So again, thank you guys. We are out of here. My name is Ron Sara. That's Hancock, aka Jopsimus down there, and also Ninja Iceberg. And we out of here, guys. Thank you guys. Stay safe. I know that nowadays we don't really say it no more, but please stay safe. If you want to dress up like a ninja, with your mask, please do. I have no problem with that. I won't look at you guys weird or anything like that. So,
I encourage it.
see, there you go. Ninja encourages you to dress up like a ninja. All right. Take care, guys. We're out of here.